You're eating an apple, you say?
I'm eating a delicious apple, and I hope it's not picking up on the mic.
There was a quite a long pause between I hope it's not picking up on the mic, and then just silence, and then just a single lip smack directly into the microphone.
Pick that up, did you?
Oh yeah. Uh, we gotta fill the time with something. I can't do the intro until like a minute and a half in or so, because otherwise YouTube will just straight up. Well, I was gonna say demonetize this video, but um, this this channel's not monetized. I make no money.
That's okay, buddy. I don't make any money off this channel either. But if you found out, like years later, that like, yeah, we were actually making a killing off of these, it never told you. I'm actually sponsored by. I'm actually sponsored by Riot Games. I just never mentioned it.
On what? On what ad revenue? Gonna crack open a cold
Technically
one.
speaking, technically speaking, my profile picture is an ad.
That is true. You are dressed up as Warwick.
I'm the best doggo.
Besto doggo.
Hey, everybody watching this, go play 2XKO. It's a really good fighting game based off of a really shit game. Oh yeah, I said it.
I mean, it's just the truth.
I mean, you've been saying that all week.
um, oh yeah. So, funny story. As I was setting this up, hello, Cap. Welcome to your first episode of Critics Under Maintenance, or in short, welcome to come.
What are you talking about? He's been on he's been like on 2 or 3 of these.
Two at least. The Warhammer episode.
He was here
I can't remember the other one.
The 2024 year-end wrap-up episode. He was here.
Oh no, you're right. That makes what I'm about to say even worse.
Why?
Because I forgot that you were in here, so I sent you an invite to the server.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, and unfortunately for me, when I was looking you up in the search for your friends, search your DMs and all that, you didn't pop up, but somebody else from the Helldivers server that I'm in did, who also is named, he's also named Captain. And he also has a Spike Spiegel profile picture, so I sent that to him. And the next thing I see is a profile is a response of a very confused man, because all he sees is "you've been invited to the cum call" with zero context.
Absolutely no hinting at what you're inviting him into.
I was so embarrassed. I had to explain to him, I swear it's a podcast thing. No, I meant to send that to someone else, and he's just, I'm just gonna go about my day, man. I'm gonna forget this ever happened.
Hey, that shit was free advertising.
No, I'm not gay. I swear.
I'm not a gooner. I just talk about why porn's not inherently a bad thing.
Yeah, that's another thing. People are mad at me for making a list of pros and cons to pornography, and what they didn't notice was that the list of cons is like way longer than the list of pros, and it's like, guys, I largely agree with you. I just don't completely agree with you. And they're all screaming at me as if I said porn was a good thing. I didn't. I just said it wasn't completely evil. Like,
Just like the rest of the internet.
yeah,
See something, react.
How fucking dare you don't agree with me 100%?
yeah.
Right?
The reason I made that list is because the conversation's happening again. We should ban porn. I'm like, oh, I mean, I feel like banning it would cause more problems than just letting it proliferate. But we could probably do something about it. But apparently that's a controversial opinion.
Well, porn kind of banned itself, if you haven't noticed.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to wait a couple years and see how various crime stats change in the different states over the years. But that's outside of the scope of this channel, much less this show, because we are here to talk about movies and how you don't have any favorites because fuck you.
Yep. Um. Yeah. So yeah. I would like to. Now I know that we like to clown on people around here, but there, there is room for a compelling argument and an interesting discussion in the topic of today's episode. And I do want us to actually kind of go into this with, yes, let us make our jokes because there are certainly jokes to be made, but perhaps a more measured approach could also benefit the conversation surrounding today's topic. And I would also like for us to start this off. Um, at, well, I mean, Triska gave up the ghost already. That like, yep, the video that we're covering today is about how you don't actually have any favorite films or favorite pieces of art. Um, and there's a philosophical kind of conundrum there that you might say. So I would like for us to start this off by just saying, hey, what are some of our favorite films or our number one favorite film and why? A quick blurb on why we like it as much as we do, and well, there you have it. Would that be all right, Mr. Trisket?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Oh, you want me to start? Okay.
Yeah.
um,
I'll follow your
okay.
lead on this one.
Sure, fair enough. Well, my favorite film of all time is 2001: A Space Odyssey. Um, I think it is maybe not Stanley Kubrick's greatest masterpiece. I sometimes tend to lean towards Barry Lyndon in that regard, but it is absolutely my favorite film of his, and it is my favorite film of all time. Uh, the amount of lessons that I took from it in my early years of learning about filmmaking, and just the the incredibly like subtle way that a film that's so locked down and clinical expresses the story of essentially life, the cyclical nature of evolution, devolution, ingenuity born of violence, and so on and so on. Like it's a multi-faceted piece of work, and I'm well beyond the point where I can say every time I watch it again, I get something new out of it. Like I have seen the film enough times to thoroughly understand everything that's going on. But it is still very much at this point now even just a comfort movie to me. I put it on when I'm doing chores. I watch it during certain holidays. I watch it every New Year's. The ball. I make sure that I time it properly so that when the ball drops, it hits midnight right as the baby turns to look at the screen at the end. Spoilers. Uh,
Minor spoilers. That someone that has not seen that movie is not gonna know what the fuck that means.
fair enough. Fair enough.
All the more reason to go see it, honestly.
Yeah, seriously, go watch that movie. It's a great one.
Yes, 2001: A Space Odyssey, 1968, directed by the wonderful mastermind Stanley Kubrick. That is my favorite film.
Was it while he was filming that, or The Shining when he just said when he called that other guy about do you believe in God?
The Shining.
That was The Shining. Okay.
That was The Shining. He called Stephen King one morning, and uh, this is a story that only that Stephen King tells. Nobody ever followed up to ask about it, to ask Stanley about it. So who knows? Because Stephen tends to sometimes makes things up. But he said he called me early one morning. I answered the phone, and it's Stanley Kubrick. He says, "Stephen, it's Stanley." He's like, "Oh, hello." And he says, "Do you believe in God?" And Stephen says, "Yeah, I believe in something beyond the veil that could be described as a god. Whether or not whatever kinds of power that it has, I'm not sure, but yeah, I believe in God." And Stanley just goes, I don't. Click. Okay.
Steven
Kind of
must have
sends a
been.
message
Well, fine
about it just that says something about like what you're meant to kind of get out of the two versions of The Shining, the book and the film. Which one is the more hopeful kind of tale, and which one is the more depressing, nihilistic perspective.
Mhm.
Anyway, somebody next.
As our guest, would you like to go first, Cap, or?
Sure,
Okay.
I'll give a little quick little blurb. I mean,
Alrighty.
I'm pretty sure everyone's seen and talked about this one to death, but my favorite's definitely Star Wars Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back.
Mm.
It just is so much fun. I love sci-fi. I love miniatures. I love robotics. I love clever uh, cinematic special effects, and it just captures all that, all while deepening the intro to Star Wars. If we start at Episode 4 and move on to 5 and 6, so that's mine.
Good choice. Good choice. Popular choice, but a good choice nonetheless.
Yes.
No, there's a reason it's popular.
Well, yeah, because it's a damn good movie, and it kind of well, Empire not so much as A New Hope, but Star Wars revolutionized film.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Star Wars revolutionized film after Metropolis revolutionized film.
I mean,
I wasn't dunking.
they both did.
No, Lucas took everything that had come before and synthesized it into a tight little package with A New Hope.
Mm-hmm.
Just it's like a, you could look at it as like a testament to the art of special effects from everything up to that point.
Absolutely. Like he did, as was it Einstein or Newton that said that had that standing on the shoulders of giants quotes.
I believe that's Newton, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. Either way, he really pulled a Sir Isaac Newton and said, hey, I'm gonna do the greatest thing ever by just putting all the shit I love into one movie and make new technology to make it happen.
Huh?
That's fucking awesome, dude. Hi, T-Pain. It's been a while. How you doing?
Good to see you, my dog.
We are indeed recording. Oh my god.
Wait, what?
We're recording an episode right now. Would you like to join us?
Oh shit, you've already started. God damn. Hello neighbors.
That's why we ping the chat, dude. I want. All right. Trisket,
I should
want
probably
you to
ping the
make a
chat.
supercut.
Everyone starting 20 minutes ago.
Trisket, I want you to make a supercut of every time T-Pain joins a Come episode. I guarantee you, it's always the same thing. Oh shit, you're already recording?
yeah.
I guarantee you that is every single one.
I think it is actually. I'm not combing through like 40 hours of content just to do that. No. That would be funny, but I'm not the man to do that. Anyway, I guess I'll answer the question now. My favorite movie is constantly oscillating between. Excuse me, sorry. A great movie. Excuse me, sorry. No. It's oscillating between Master and Commander because I'm way more familiar with that movie, and Everything Everywhere All at Once because that is the greatest movie that I love the most, if that makes any sense. Like, it might not be the best movie ever made, but it's one of the best movies I've ever made, and it is one of the movies that I feel the most strong about. But I guess I'll just narrow it down to Master and Commander because I'm more familiar with it. I could watch it more often because, like, Everything Everywhere All at Once is quite an experience that I feel like you have to step away from so that you can experience it again. You know? While with Master and Commander, it's like you're seeing a a historical journal come to life. And as someone who loves history, I adore that. It is perhaps the most immersive historical movie made. Like there are other, greater historical films, but this one is perhaps the most immersive because it not only do you have like the big sweeping shots and all that, but you're also like stuck on the ship with the crew. Like the crew almost never leaves the ship ever. So it's you're sitting there for 2.5 hours in this claustrophobic, dank environment with the crew as they're sailing their ship, trying to maneuver around an enemy ship that is twice as big as them and twice as fast, twice as powerful, and just having to use real naval tactics from the period that it's set in to try and outmaneuver and outfox this enemy that is twice as powerful as they are. It's an absolutely brilliant movie with wonderful characters that they're not dynamic like in something that you would see in Everything Everywhere or Star Wars or whatever, but they play their roles so effectively, both as the characters, shining their personalities as well as their roles on the ship, that you really you really get a feel for not just what the author was trying to go for, because this is based on a book, but also for what the culture was at the time. It, it's an absolutely brilliant movie. I would highly recommend everyone watch it at least once.
In point of fact, it's actually based on 2 books.
Yes, it is.
That was it. That was my that was my trivia for Master and Commander plus The Far Side of the World.
Yeah. It's just funny because the full title of that movie is Master and Commander: The Far Side of the World.
Yeah, they knew.
uh,
All right. T-Pain, my friend. Would you care to take a
Yes.
break from your currently 4-hour stint of The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel to tell us what your favorite movie is and why?
Oh, my favorite movie. Let's see. Oof. Um, I guess my favorite movie of the moment is the Apu trilogy. If you guys have heard of it, have any of you guys heard of that movie or the 3 movies at all?
the
The Apu
Apu trilogy?
Yeah, the Apu trilogy.
Yeah, the movie. It's a trilogy of movies made about the Simpsons character.
Yeah, it's basically about the life of Apu, duh. You know, him growing up being think of it as like a character study, of this one guy. Living his life, growing up poor and trying to make it in the world. And it's one of those movies that feels kind of relatable in a way. Obviously, I I don't feel as how what's what I'm looking for. I don't well, basically what I'm trying to say is that you can relate to the character. Basically, every character in that movie is is understandable and genuine. It's funny because apparently one of the actor that plays Apu, right? The child actor that plays Apu, apparently his life became the character itself, that they made a movie about his life also. But yeah,
Huh.
I think the Apu trilogy is probably my favorite trilogy of all time. If I have to like rate the movies, I would say 1, 3, and 2. That's how I would rate it. But they're all perfect movies in my eyes. So yeah, I recommend. It's a slow burn, but it's a really really good movie and from a really really great director. So yeah.
Interesting. I've
Okay.
never heard of
The
it.
Apu trilogy. Yeah, this has a Criterion release. I'm just now I'm looking it up. I never heard of these.
Yeah, the funny thing is, I'm seeing a review from a website called The Peak, and the way you're describing it seems a little apt for for that outlet name.
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't put the right name for myself in the thing. Let me change it. Well, I appreciate all of you
Ah,
for um bless you.
thank you.
I appreciate all of you for telling me lies. How dare you lie to me and say you have a favorite film?
No.
So if we would all care to get into the thingy, T-Bane, I can hear your controller. Um, and we can begin this a dissection.
Yep, everybody file in, and while you're filing in, I'm going to post a picture of what I've been staring at for the last half hour or so.
Oh yeah, I do. I need to comment on that also. Veganism,
Oh man,
casual impotence objection.
what am I looking
What
at
does
here?
that mean?
Wait. Hold on. Fuck this video. We gotta respond to that. Hold on. I want to watch that. Watch veganism, the casual impotence.
What the hell does that even mean?
I don't know. Is that from this same channel? I'm not
Casual
sure.
impotence object.
Kane B. Is this by Kane B? Oh my, yeah, it is.
Okay, I'm gonna find out what he means by that later, and then report back my findings.
Shut the fuck
But
up.
yeah, the what?
Sorry, oh, not you. My alarm was going off because I forgot that we were
I was-
starting at 5 sharp,
gonna
not
say,
5:30. So
I mean,
my
sure,
alarm
you
just went
can-
off in the middle of the fucking video, and I
Oh,
came across like I was
gonna say,
yelling
like,
at you. That's my bad.
I mean, I was gonna say it's your damn cast. Take the reins if you want. But
No. This was your idea. This operation was your idea. I'm gonna let you let us suffer.
you deserve your glorious day with the sophists. I do need to comment on as we start here that this video, like in terms of just the video itself, is absolutely terrible. He does not have a mic, or at least not a good one, so there's the constant droning and feedback. The angle is terrible, the lighting is terrible. It's just a badly made video. Guy, get your shit together. But we're not here to criticize his filmmaking because as we're about to establish, it doesn't matter that this is going to be no one's favorite video because you can't have a favorite video. But seriously, like, you know, get a light. Get a light. Just one. Just one little light. And then maybe lift your tripod.
If I'm being
Look at the
honest,
camera.
I think people can tolerate bad video if they have tolerable audio quality.
The audio quality is bad.
Yeah. So like, I would say get a better mic first, and then start delving into your set design or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anywho, are we all present? Ah, yes. I see East. I see Cracker. I see User Mup Cop Cook, and oh, that's so we're all
What?
here.
T-Pain, why?
Oh, sorry. I get 007. He's
Oh my god.
Jeez.
he's
Christ, dude.
he's with MI6. Why are you
Rip
like
your
this?
edit, dude.
Why are you like this? Okay. Well, let's sojourn.
What is your favorite film?
T-Pain,
Yeah.
you're echoing.
Do you have
Oh
headphones?
my god. Really?
Do you have
Do you
headphones?
No. Yeah.
Can you
Guess I
move
have to
some
do that stuff again. Click to whatever it's called. Hang on.
push to talk? Push to talk. Have you pushed to talk? I'm gonna assume you've pushed to talk. Don't make me call you by your name. Alright, let's test this out.
You probably think that you have a favourite film, but I want to suggest in this video that you don't.
Is he...
Actually, the argument
Why?
here is going to apply to favourite anything.
Oh my god!
But
Stop touching the button!
I'm not touching the button. I
So,
did touch the button.
why is his camera shaking like that? Is there an earthquake happening?
It's his. I'm assuming it's his webcam. So his laptop is in his lap, and as he moves and talks, it shakes back and forth.
Do you not have, like, a table?
He's probably on his bed or something.
If he's a college student, he probably can't afford one.
Yeah.
You ever think about that?
Classist.
What? Then just, like, set it on the floor and, like, get, like, a creative angle out of it, or set it on your bed, something.
Look at this guy. He can afford a table.
Afford a table. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that fucking tie-dyed color shirt.
Tables certainly aren't a dime a dozen at Goodwill.
Well,
Or just steal
we're
one.
assuming they have goodwill at the aristocracy known as Britain.
Listen. The front of Home Depot is free. All right. Don't tell anyone I said that.
I live at a Home Depot. No.
Favourite album, favourite food, favourite TV show, whatever. But I'm going to talk about films just to have a specific example. So
It's like a scene from Saw. It's shaking so much.
Yeah, I was gonna say fucking Avengers cinematography ass.
But yeah, we're getting right into it though. No elongated. The great philosopher Aristotle in Poetics once said that
Yeah, he's not fucking high
one
top.
topic of inquiry under the head of style is the distinction between different speech acts. Like, is it like we're just getting right into it?
Yeah, I appreciate that actually.
I appreciate that too. I don't appreciate the format, like the visual format, but
yeah, I'm going to suggest you don't have any favourite films. So the question is, what could it mean to designate a film as your favourite? Like, what is this? What is it to have a favourite film?
Okay.
What are we actually saying when we say this? Well, one initial thought is just, well, look, my favourite film is the film that I like the most.
I feel like that's probably a fair assessment.
Yeah, that's. Is there another definition to favorite that I'm not aware of?
Has the
His
most
logic is a little odd.
Well, he hasn't really explained his logic yet, but you could say that like personal relevance could also be a qualifier for a favorite film. Like, this means the most to me, or I have the most
Sure.
nostalgia for this thing, not necessarily like want to watch it over and over again, or something like that. But there are a couple of different definitions we could go with for why something is a favorite. It is why I opened this with saying what's your favorite film and why, because there's always a nuance of reasons, right? But let's continue.
Well, I would say that still all falls under the umbrella term of, well, you just like it the most.
Perhaps, but there would be no philosophy degrees if we could just.
You need a degree in philosophy?
I mean, you can get a degree in philosophy. Do you not know how school works?
Well, no, I know how school works, but it's like, why would you... I'm sorry, what is the practical benefit of pursuing that?
You can quote Aristotle.
Yeah, you could do that without a fucking degree, dude.
That's true.
Yeah,
That is true.
This shit right here is what I mean by the greatest gift of the internet is making most college corpses obsolete.
Yes, but how would you know which books you need to read? Checkmate.
By asking people and going with a, pretty general consensus. consensus isn't reliable, but like, you know, it usually points you in the right direction.
Sure. I guess depending
You're
on
the
where
East
you're.
End know-it-all. You should know
Where are
these
you?
things before I say
Where are
them.
you sourcing? Where are you sourcing your consensus from, though? Like that's
Oh,
gonna be a
okay, yeah, that's
major.
fair, actually. Because
Yeah,
like Reddit and
we've
Twitter
been
alone
over
are going to
that.
give you a
We've been
different.
over this before. We've been over this before in private. That like consensus is typically anecdotal.
Yeah,
Like it's not easy to measure objectively with a consensus.
that's true. Yeah.
That's for another time. Let us.
That's it. I just, it's the one I have the strongest preference for. Simple.
God, your eyes are so wide.
Oh God, is one of them slightly off kilter?
Yes.
Veganism, man.
We don't have to make fun of his appearance. It's an immutable quality. All right.
Veganism is not an immutable quality.
Fix your camera lenses before you fix your face lenses.
Well, yeah, I mean that's the simple answer, but that just raises the question of, well, what is it? What does that mean? What is it to like a film the most? So we can think about some.
Perhaps to be entertained by it more than others.
Or as you said earlier, to have like a personal value towards it. You know, like I wouldn't list any of the Star Wars movies like among my favorites, but like I'm not gonna blame people for having Star Wars movies as their favorites because like Star Wars is such a big thing and it's like part of so many childhoods. I'm not gonna blame people for loving Star Wars more than I do. That shit's great.
Plural.
Well, it used
The
to be.
plural of childhood. The plural of childhood is childheed.
You are the East End know-it-all. Goddamn.
That's not fucking true.
I don't care. You're acting like a know-it-all.
Childheed is not a word.
That's my shtick, dickhole.
Well, go stick something else in your dick hole.
Ugh, that sounds
Nailed
painful.
Yeah, just a little.
Things that it definitely doesn't mean. And one initial thought here would be, well, what it is to have a favourite film, to like a film the most, is that it's the one you want to watch the most. I just find myself with the inclination.
I guess that would be a way to measure favorite, but like I said with like Everything Everywhere All at Once, that movie is so special that I feel the need to step away from it specifically so that I can appreciate it more because of the emotional journey that those characters go on. I don't want to blunt that, you know? And that's like one of my favorite like movie experiences, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, I could see what you mean by there. Like, there's a discussion to be had here, but it's like I think our objection's just going to be like the denial of favorite, rather than the subjective like interpretations of what favorite means to the individual.
Yeah, like.
Is his points that people change their movies from time to time, that they don't really have like a particular favorite type of movie? Or is that what he means?
He's gonna address a little bit later the point of sometimes you feel like watching something that isn't your favorite film, therefore how is it your favorite if it's not one that you want to watch, that's the only thing you want to watch, which is a weird point. But
that's a very odd thing to say, I think. But let's hear the horse say it.
yeah,
Horse?
I don't want to. Yeah, straight from the horse's mouth.
Oh,
He wasn't making fun of how his.
I thought you were commenting on his
long
weirdly shaped eyes.
He wasn't making fun of his Rhea Ripley ass nose. All right, he was.
Yeah. Just, I want it from the horse's mouth. Yes.
Oh.
You guys are.
I love you, Rhea. Don't do anything bad to me. And also don't watch this.
to put this film on more than any other.
I'm gonna tag Rhea Ripley when I upload this.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not.
The trouble with that is that I might well be very selective about when I see my favourite film. So, I mean, if you asked me what my favourite film was, I would say...
Wait, let's take a guess. What's his favorite film?
Cuties.
Godfather. Oh, fuck, dude, what?
You know, he doesn't look like his favorite film is Cuties, but he looked like he watched it and didn't, and like came away going, well, I don't really get all the hype.
Um,
All of my friends kept recommending this to me, and I don't really see the appeal.
that's somehow worse. That's somehow worse than just calling him a pedophile.
Calling him a man whose friends are pedophiles, and he just doesn't see the appeal.
Friends plural. That's horrible. What is his favorite movie? Real guess, Star Wars. Hopeful guess, but shot in the fucking dark, if I'm being honest. Long shot, Ravenous. Because that's a vegan movie.
Man.
And that movie's fucking fantastic, actually.
I will say Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings? I heard somebody say Godfather. Was that you, Cap?
Yeah, because
Okay.
that's everyone's.
It's everyone's favorite
Not
movie.
mine.
Nobody likes any other movies. Shut the fuck up. Nobody likes any other movies except Godfather. Well, let's hear it. Let's hear it from the horse's mouth.
Say 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yay! Oh shit.
He's like
now you know how I
you,
felt in the
he's-
last one.
He's like you.
No. All right.
And that's been at the top of my list for many, many years. Since I was a teenager, I've always put that at number one. But it definitely isn't the case that it's the one that I want to watch most often. I mean, this is a movie that's very special for me, and it has the experience of watching it is very intense. And
Okay.
Then
Yeah,
it's not
so
your
I-
then it's not your favorite then, right? Am I
Right.
missing something?
Well, he's gonna address that, right? He's like, because remember, he said what his favorite film would be is probably 2001. It's at the top of his list since he was a teenager, which I don't know how long ago that was, but you know that could be a long time that that a film is special to you. It's certainly a long time. Like I first saw 2001: A Space Odyssey when I was 18, and that's a long time ago now. That film has been what I would consider my favorite. But yes, much like what this gentleman here is saying, it's certainly not the only movie I want to watch. It's not something that it's not even the film that I've seen more than any other. But it has personal meaning to me. So let's see what he gets up to following this point. Now that the reveal has happened and we know that he does in fact have a favorite film, how is it not, shall we say?
because of the intensity of the experience, it's something that I want to, I want to space it out a bit.
Space.
It's not something that I would want to have every week or even every month. It's for special occasions. And it's similarly the case that this is a movie that really only works.
Wait, what's the point of saying you have no favorite movies and then listing off what his favorite movie is?
Well, he's gonna get to why he wouldn't consider it to be his favorite film. Like, but this is kind of the problem, though. Is
Yeah.
he's given us a specific example of a favorite, and now he's going to justify basically why the word favorite doesn't apply.
Well, but it's so
Despite
strange
the fact
because
that he is.
just a second ago he was talking about, oh, well, some people would define favorite as a movie you watch the most. Anyway, my favorite's 2001: A Space Odyssey, but I don't watch it often. And it's like, I feel like I feel like that could have benefited from just a little bit more structure, you know? Instead of just transitioning from one topic to the other without any build up or transition.
I'm wondering why
I
your
feel like I
favorite has
missed
to be
a
something
page.
you'll watch all the time, though.
Say again?
I'm wondering why favorite means something I'll watch all the time exclusively.
Well, that's not what he's saying. Like what he said was that's one way to measure favorite, which sure, but like it's just saying it's just weird. I'm confused because he said that's one way to measure it, and then he just immediately talks about 2001: A Space Odyssey and says that's my favorite movie, but I don't watch it that often. And it's like, where was the transition? Where was like I feel like you gave me half of a sentence to transition into the next topic, and so I'm getting whiplash. I feel lost. Like it was, did I miss something, or was that just the video being weird?
Um, I don't think you missed anything, but as we know, a lot of people who present arguments will start with the ends of threads and then tie them together later. So I suppose we'll see how this works into the larger point in a moment.
All right.
Works in specific sorts of formats. I mean, I'm not so keen on the idea of just watching 2001 on a computer screen, for instance.
Neither am I. So, I like to watch. I like. I mean, I generally like to watch most movies on as big a screen as I can. But that's because I don't want there to be details that I miss, or um, obviously, if you're watching something within like on a streaming service, there's always the chance that you'll lose fidelity in your resolution and all of that based on your connection. So I typically want a bigger screen and watch stuff on disc if I can. But yeah, that certainly would I would certainly apply that to my favorite films. Also, I don't want to watch 2001 on my phone. I don't want to watch the Shining on my phone. Um, just because like they're both of those very meant to be very captivating experiences, and I feel like you can only really be captured if your senses are being not necessarily overloaded, but if they're all pointed in the same direction. If you're watching something on your phone or on a laptop screen, then you have, you know, an element of distraction around you. Like, oh, let me tab over for a second and check Twitter or something. So yeah, I do agree that there are cases with certain pieces of art, and I would say most pieces of art deserve to be given your full attention, or at least as much as possible, so that you can get everything out of it that you can. Certainly, I do agree with that. Any rebuttals, responses, add-ons?
No, I think what you're saying is right. I maybe it's just because like I grew up with like kind of mediocre internet, not terrible internet, just mediocre. So everything was like 360p in the era of HD for me. But I don't really mind pixelation as much, but I do agree that you should try and watch something in like high quality. Or at least the highest quality you can find given your situation.
Sure.
Part of the way in which it's my favorite film is that I kind of want to preserve the specialness of it. So I want to see it in a good format, and I want to kind of have it. I want to give it the sort of best shot that it can get in terms of the presentation.
Which you could also apply that to what you were saying earlier, Trisket, about everything everywhere. It's an experience that needs to be pulled back from and then gone into again, like clean, basically.
Yeah.
So spacing out, putting space between viewings and all of that, like, benefits the art, benefits the media that you're engaging with. I don't see how any of this runs contradictory to that being your favorite thing. If you're wanting to make the experience special, would that not be evidence to the fact that it is your favorite?
Yeah, that you care about it deeply.
I'd say that's exactly what that shows.
Like,
Like,
let's
if
see.
you're
I'm
dating,
looking at my
dating
movie
somebody,
shelf. Random movie. I'll randomly throw on like Dragon's World or Dune or whatever. You know, and it's like, yeah, I like those movies a lot. I want to give them my attention, but like I'm not. You know, I don't feel that those require like a special event or anything.
fuck, we can
Because
even apply it. We can apply it completely differently. Let's pick a completely different topic. If you're dating somebody, would you take her to McDonald's every single night, or would you take her to, fucking, what's a good place that people like to go?
Literally anywhere else.
Once every couple of weeks. Like, yeah,
I mean,
would you take her
honestly-
anywhere else once every couple of weeks? Like,
Honestly,
oh,
if you're taking your
you don't-
girl out to McDonald's every night, that might be considered abuse.
honestly, I agree. That is a terrible, terrible thing that you're doing to the woman you're pretending to love.
Okay, hey, listen. It's her favorite place according to her. So
Are you? Wait,
listen,
are you
I'm not
allowed to say-
abusing my wife.
Are you-
She's abusing
are you-
herself.
Are you tattling on yourself right now?
Are you telling us?
No.
You're telling me, you're telling me it isn't KFC?
Oh Jesus, dude.
Okay, I apologize.
That's me.
You're not sorry.
First of all, only I'm allowed to say that because she knows I love her. Okay. Second of all, the point is, what was the point? The point is, wouldn't you want to treat somebody, a person that you love, more extravagantly than, oh, let's just throw this on every night?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Like, how do you want to treat your favorite person? Is basically like something like a strand of logic that could be applied here. But yeah, again, I don't see how this runs contradictory to something being your favorite just because you want to experience it not as much as other things. But we'll
Get it?
we'll keep going. We'll keep going.
And so actually I'm very selective about when I see 2001. I don't think this is particularly unusual. I think, a lot of people, their favourite film isn't going to be one that they're just watching every day. I guess it's actually quite rare for anybody to watch a film every day, but you get the point, right? It's not one that they're just watching very, very often. There are definitely movies I've seen more often than I've seen 2001, and because I desired to see them more often. So, okay, another thought would be, well, maybe your favourite film is the film that has the tendency to produce the strongest positive response in you. So this, I suppose, explains a bit about why it is you might not want to watch your favourite all the time, because as I said, 2001, very intense experience. So there's like a vivacity, a force, a strength to the experience I have when I watch 2001.
Okay, so before he moves on to this point, I'm sure we all have a fast food movie that we love also.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
For certain. Mine, probably Child's Play 2. That's one of my favorite movies. It doesn't mean much. It is disposable entertainment. A lot of fun, and I enjoy it very much. But I'm not gonna say it's like high art. I've seen it a lot. Probably one of my favorite movies. And these two things can exist at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. You can have more than one favorite things, basically.
Maybe one of your secondary favorite things you do watch more than your first favorite film. It really just comes down to where does this sit in your heart. And as gooey and weird as that sounds, it is true. Jackie Chan's Police Story is another example of a film that I have watched a lot. I love it a lot. It's probably my favorite action movie. Because yes, you can also categorize things like that. The Man from Nowhere, also one of my favorite movies. Scream is one of my favorite movies. Like there's a million things that you can point to as a favorite. But that also just makes the idea of your one favorite, I think, a little bit more special, because even though I have all of these other things that I love, there's the one thing that taught the one big lesson, or the one thing that invokes the most treasured memory, or you get what I mean.
Favorite is more so a spectrum of how you feel positively, I guess. I don't know. He seems to want to like highly define it, which is kind of a. Yeah.
It's just an odd choice. It's just an odd choice to tackle.
Sure.
Like, I would much rather prefer the discussion be what does it mean for something to be your favorite, not you don't actually have a favorite because there are other things that you like that you want to experience more often than your favorite thing. That's an odd angle, and I would have preferred just talking about like what does it mean to like something highly enough that you would favor it above everything else, or a group of things. Good?
Yeah, I think so.
Ready.
And and that's stronger. The reaction I have is stronger than the reaction I have to any other film, and it's a positive reaction. Now, of course, we have to immediately modify this to the film. The favorite film is the film that produces the strongest positive response in such and such conditions, because there are going to be all kinds of circumstances where your favorite film will produce a very negative reaction in you. Like, let's say that I was watching 2001, when I have a migraine or something. Like, I'm just not gonna, that's not gonna be a positive experience.
I have watched 2001 while running a fever. That was a very positive experience. I had the trippiest fucking dreams, bro.
Dude, I had a similar experience. My first time watching Apocalypse Now was when I was delirious with COVID. So like
that is
I'm watching the movie like and then I look up at the ceiling fan and I could like hear the chopper, and there's no fucking chopper in that scene because it was like they were on the river, and I could like hear a helicopter as I'm like looking at the fan in slow motion. I'm like, yo, dude, I gotta rewatch this.
Watching Megalopolis made me feel like I was delirious with COVID. But no, to his point, like, yes, if you have like the flu or something, and that's gonna futz with your level of enjoyment of something. Like, I feel like that's a completely different thing, though. Also, I think it's entirely dependent on what your favorite thing is. Like, yeah, okay, I don't want to watch 2001 if I have a migraine because I can't focus and my head hurts, but like there's plenty of movies that that other people would consider their favorite movies that you can watch with a migraine. Actually, I wouldn't recommend watching TV at all if you have a migraine. Go drink some water and take a nap, weirdo. But yeah, it's an odd point, like, because I think you could also address the idea of a rainy day movie, like, oh, like it's snowing and my workplace is closed for the day, so let me just throw on a film while I move about the morning, warming up the house and making breakfast or something. Like, we all have, not necessarily maybe that one film, but like something that you can just reach onto your shelf, be like, oh, I'm going to watch Dawn of the Dead. Well, I'm gonna put on Dawn of the Dead while I make breakfast and do some laundry. Like, that does that mean that Dawn of the Dead is my favorite film? Well, no, I wouldn't even say it's one of my favorite films, but it's something digestible and entertaining enough that I can be like, yeah, let me just put this on while I do other stuff, because I have some free time that I didn't know I was gonna get, and I'm gonna watch a movie. I'm just gonna put a movie on.
Put some respect on George Romero's name. Give that shit your full attention. No.
Okay, listen, I have seen Dawn of the Dead more times than you have opened your eyes, okay? I have given that film enough of my attention. I can just throw it on if I want to. Okay?
Nah.
If I'm watching Day of the Dead, then I'll give that shit my full attention, because Joe Pilato's performance in that is one of the greatest just freakouts of all time. But yeah, no, like, there are many movies that I can just let me just put on Yojimbo or something. Let me just put on Elevator to the Gallows, and while I kind of take a nap and just listen to the soundtrack. Like, there are many things that you can think of, and I'm sure we all can think of, that are just, oh yeah, no, let me just throw this on.
Yeah.
This is also a backdoor way for me to recommend things to the audience that they may not have seen. Let's Elevator to the Gallows. Oh, you should go watch that. The soundtrack is by Miles Davis, the jazz legend.
I'm glad you clarified
or,
the
you know-
jazz legend and not the comic book character.
Miles Davis, the comic book character?
Yeah, or wait, no.
Are you thinking of Miles
Oh
Morales?
no! No
racist-
shit!
you racist
Oh
piece of
no!
You racist
Just because
piece of
he's
shit.
black?
Just because.
Well, no, because his dad's name is like, his last name is Davis, right?
I don't know what his fucking dad's name is.
Yeah, hold on. Let me
think
look this up. I'm pretty sure.
Is Jefferson something Jefferson? I can't remember.
Hold on. Miles Morales' dad.
Why would his dad's
Jefferson
last
Davis?
name be something else? His dad's name is Jefferson Davis?
Yes.
Wait, how come his name isn't Miles? Wait, how come his name isn't Miles Davis then?
Because
Is his mom's last name Morales?
Yes.
Why does he go by his mom's last name? Oh, I mean, it's his choice, I guess. But like,
I don't know. They're New
Like-
Yorkers. Like, there's a million reasons why they might. They're
all right. I don't know enough about Miles Morales comics, so yeah.
Yeah,
maybe-
he sucks.
Maybe
End
they're,
of-
damn.
maybe they're divorced in the comics and he prefers his mom. I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't read the comics. I just knew that bit of trivia that his name was originally supposed to be Miles Davis, but they didn't want to get him confused with the fucking jazz musician.
When they get sued.
Yeah, yeah.
Go listen to Kind of Blue, by the way. Great album.
You watch 2001 after some terrible life event has happened, you know, somebody very close to you has died or something like that. It might actually be kind of it would be a very negative thing to be kind of forced to sit down and watch a movie in these sorts of scenarios.
Okay, so I can think of like how like comfort films, like if we're specifically talking about the death of a loved one, like, yeah, I'm sure most people wouldn't want to, like, oh no, grandpa died, let me watch, Ikiru. um, directed by Akira Kurosawa, or maybe not 2001: A Space Odyssey either. Like, I don't know. Well, like, I mean, people grieve in different ways, but I probably wouldn't like. That's the thing, is like, what is the timeline of events? Like, I just got the call that my aunt was ran over by a truck. Let me watch fucking the Lone Wolf and Cub series right now. Like, I don't know what the timeline of events is there in his head. Is like, oh, if a loved one's just died and you were watching your favorite film, you might not like it as much. I mean, that has got nothing to do with the film or your feelings towards it. That's like an external event that is tampering with your, you know, responses to things. Like, your head's kind of somewhere else right now. That's going to be, you could say the same thing, like, oh, you might not want to read a book, you might not want to play a game, you might not want to go hang out with your friends, even. Like, you might just want some time to yourself to just think about that person that you lost. I I, I feel like that's too broad a statement to make about why something can't be considered your favorite film because you don't want to watch it when someone's just died. Well, like, yeah, there's a whole lot of things you wouldn't want to do when someone's just died. You might not want to even eat.
Or complicate it for no good reason.
Yeah.
So we have to spell out the relevant kind of conditions under which it produces the strongest positive response. But what exactly are those conditions? I mean, one obvious worry here is that if we modify the conditions in the right kind of way, then you're going to make it so that, you know, there's going to be certain sets of conditions where 2001 might produce a fairly negative response in me, but where some other movie produces a very positive response.
You strike me as the kind of fellow that has like a mental checklist that he verbally calls out as you perform menial tasks. Up, shoes are tied. Up, the door is locked. Up, the car is started. Up, I'm driving down the road. Like, just like, why does everything have to, like, let us put this thing into categories? Like, why do we have to do that? Like, that's kind of counterintuitive to the nature of human experience, is that it is kind of nebulous.
I mean, I do that
Somebody
sometimes
say
just to
something.
entertain myself, but
Sure, but you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're putting too many things in too many boxes to get your point across.
So it's, you know, it's not clear like what count as the relevant conditions. That's one issue. But even putting that aside, I mean, is it
Yeah.
really true that, like, even if we have some, you know, the sort of correct conditions for film watching or something, right? Let's say we specify what those are.
Can you, like, come up with some correct conditions for shooting a video? Just a thought.
Is it really going to turn out to be true that 2001 produces the strongest positive response? I'm not at all so sure about that. There are many kinds.
Okay, well, that's you. Like, that's you. Maybe I always get a positive response in myself when I watch 2001. How do you know? Like, this is the thing about favorites, is that the idea of something being a favorite is that it is 100% personal unto the person whose favorite it is. So, like, you may not always want to watch your favorite thing, but maybe I always want to watch my favorite thing. You can't apply the same kind of constraints, or what did he say, the the relevant something, the relevant conditions, um to everybody's experience with their favorite piece of media, because every person is different. The way that we engage in art is always different. show 10 people the Mona Lisa, and you're gonna have 10 different responses to it. Well, maybe 6. Some people like to copy others, but it's it's why the idea of you don't have a favorite thing. Like, how do you quantify that? What's your metric for judging what somebody else's favorite thing is, or their level of enjoyment, or when they enjoy it? I don't think you can actually answer that question. I mean, no two brains are even the same. So why would the way that they work be exactly the same?
Of of enjoyment, many kinds of appreciation. So another one of my favorites is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
It's not
But
a
I love
terrible.
but
I love that
what's that, brother?
What?
Brother,
What? Do I have to do we have to deviate so I can defend Texas Chainsaw right now? Is that what's gonna happen? No? Okay, fine.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Engage with me, weirdo. But yeah, okay. So he's now given an example of a wildly different kind of film as a favorite. 2001 and Texas Chainsaw could not be further from each other in terms of subject matter, technique, just everything. Will that play into his argument that you can like things that are so wildly different that how can you possibly have a singular favorite thing that is only of one style, format, or whatever?
I get the distinct impression that it's not gonna.
We'll see. I don't remember. It's been a couple months since I found that.
It produces a very strong response in me, and I think that it's much more visceral than 2001. It has a kind of physicality. It's muscular. It's
That's one way to
kind of.
describe it.
Film lifts, bro. I mean, I get what he's saying though. It like the film does have a sort of presence to it. Like there are moments that cause a physical reaction in you. Like most people will simply attribute, oh, shock value. It's like, okay, well, the only reason that you said that is because it did make you uncomfortable. Like, yeah, no, the film it is in fact a discomforting film.
What? Horror is sometimes uncomfortable?
Horror is
Unheard of.
gross.
Unheard of. Oh, dude. People have been freaking out about this Halloween decoration down in Florida, where it's just like it's an animatronic of a guy that's like sawn in half, and there's like these little tubes, like covered in like fake blood hanging out off of him, and like when the animatronic activates, like the arms like yank it up to the chains, like just this upper torso up to the chains that are holding it, and like the voice screams and the eyes glow and all that. It's a bit much for a lawn decoration, but it's pretty cool, and everyone's like freaking out and like calling it demonic and shit. It's like, dude, it's a Halloween decoration. It's supposed to be a little scary.
Yeah, agreed. But yeah, horror is definitely, just as a genre, is like it is an art form with presence. It invokes a lot of the time a physical reaction more so than any other genre of film. Like the most you'll get out of an action film is that you see something cool happen and you go, yeah, that's cool. The horror sometimes makes people want to throw up or actually throw up. It's just images on a screen, but there's a palpability to it. In many cases. So yeah, I absolutely understand the description of a film being muscular. It's punchy. It hits. Um, has weight to it. Makes you feel. Um, so yeah, odd choice of word, but I get what he means.
It grabs you. It's extremely forceful.
You can clip that and just play it out of context.
That'll be the short.
This man with a very excited look in his eyes, talking about being grabbed and forced.
Film. And I get very different kinds of enjoyment out of those movies. And I'm not at all sure that I have a stronger response to 2001, or that I get more enjoyment out of 2001. I have different kinds of enjoyment, but I don't know when I think about the way that I respond to 2001, and the way that I respond to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm like, well, which of those do I have like the most enjoyment from? Seems like a very strange question. I have very intense experiences of very different types.
And you can have that, and they're both some of your favorite movies.
Yeah,
Like
both are valid.
yeah, yeah.
Like, this one doesn't mean one doesn't make it your favorite more than the other. You like what you're just describing is the different forms of enjoyment, and
Yeah.
kind of in a like sophist sort of way. Like I feel like this is just him like gathering his thoughts on a thing, but he's presenting it with like the clothes and maybe the accent has something to do with it, but he's like presenting it in a way that's like, I'm not collecting my thoughts, I'm telling you, how to like revolutionize your brain, but it's like everything that you're saying is just like thought gathering. And if that's what you're intending to do here, that's fine. Just like say that.
I want to highlight the fact that what you just said is basically, now I may be racist, but you sound like you're trying to be smarter than me because of your accent.
I mean, a little bit. Prove me wrong.
Well, I mean, I can't. He has a YouTube channel where he has these kinds of he goes over these kinds of topics. Like all of his, it's a philosophy channel. Not, I wouldn't say a very good one, but it is what he does. So there.
And like how exactly you kind of assess like what the degree of goodness of the response is just seems like it's just a very strange question, and I'm not sure how to go about assessing that. So in that case, when I'm picking my favorite film, when I say 2001 is my favorite, I'm not just looking at what I enjoy or appreciate the most or what I have the strongest response to. I'm selecting some specific kind of enjoyment or appreciation as being more worthy. But then that just pushes the problem back to understanding what it is to have a favorite kind of appreciation. Like why is it that the kind of appreciation or the kind of enjoyment I get from 2001 is being preferenced from the kind of enjoyment I get out of Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Okay. So I feel like we kind of already addressed the point that he's made here, but I feel like you're putting too much thought into just the process of picking something to watch.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I can't. I feel like I hate everything I just heard in that last sentence, and I can't finger why.
It's how he dressed it up. It's the
Yeah.
picking.
Did you just say finger?
Yeah.
Huh.
But
Huh.
finger just means to
Carry
like
on.
use your fingers on, like. It's not an explicitly sexual thing.
You can't finger why.
Yeah, I can't point my finger to why.
I'm gonna let you guys go on ahead for a little bit. I have to take care of my dogs.
I mean, I thought the saying was I can't figure why.
No, both work. Because if you want to say like I can't point out why, because like you can't like you can't point it out. And usually you point with your fucking finger, so it's like they both work. Like
Yeah,
I
but
admit the way I said it is weird, but like it still works. It's still a phrase that you'll occasionally hear.
you can't figure why. Fascinating.
Yeah. So tell that to all your English speaking friends and get them to laugh at you.
Maybe, maybe I will. Maybe I will.
All right. East has seen this, so I'm just
So,
gonna hit play.
What is that? And actually, if anything, that seems more opaque than the initial question of what it is to have a favorite film. You know, what is it to have a favorite kind of appreciation or kind of enjoyment? Like what? You know, that's
Is
something.
that even a question people ask themselves?
no.
What is it to have a favorite kind of enjoyment? Like, I don't think that's something that people really ask themselves, and if they do, they don't ask it in that way.
Yes. It's I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. This whole video comes off as being him being pretentious and all that. I don't know why. Hmm, it's odd. I don't know why he phrased it like that.
Something that is really quite obscure. So I suppose perhaps we need to try something else. Well, another thought might be, look, um, you know, everybody has certain kind of aesthetic standards that they favour.
Sure.
So, you know, I have in my head somewhere a certain list of things I'm looking for in a film, and maybe 2001 is the film that best meets those standards. So I can kind of assess a film against my preferred aesthetic standards, and you know, even if when I'm watching it in a certain situation, it doesn't produce the most enjoyment, I can still kind of recognize intellectually, like, oh yeah, it meets those standards that I care about, and that's what makes it my favorite. Now, I think one thing.
I don't think there's anything really wrong with what he just said there. Like, it's like we've been saying, there's a lot of different ways to measure that, and I think that's like a fine thing to add to the list of ways to measure favoritism. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, nothing really wrong with that. I just kind of agree with it.
Mm.
I mean, of course, like that standard's going to change from person to person, and some people's
Yes.
like standards are pretty questionable. You know,
Yes.
like
Yes.
people have been calling the Lord of the Rings gay lately, and not even in like the Sam and Frodo are gay, but no, they've been saying Game of Thrones is better than Lord of the Rings because the hobbits are gay, and it's like.
What?
Yeah, Nick
Oh,
Fuentes said that. Of fucking course it was Nick Fuentes.
you
Genius.
mean you mean the same guy that said marrying a wife is gay?
Yes.
Fascinating.
Dude, he's so fucking gay. Everyone knows it but him.
I mean, it's obvious. It's very obvious that he's gay.
Dude,
Like his search history is proof enough.
my wife still quotes his little turn of phrase wife fag at me.
Wife.
Wife fag, like
Bro.
dude, what like I mean this in the least offensive way to gay people and the most offensive way to Nick Fuentes. What a little queer. Just oh, anyway.
That is immediately problematic about this is that it just seems completely alien to my movie watching experience. That's not how I assess things. I doubt that it's how most people really assess things. You know, when we have these, we talk of like aesthetics.
Honestly, if I'm being completely honest, I do think that's actually how most people assess what their favorite movie is. They don't like objectively measure what those qualities are, but like they also just don't objectively measure movies in general. They don't analyze, they just passively consume, and whatever tickles their little like lizard brain or whatever the most is what they are going to label as their favorite. Did Discord cut me out or
No, you're not. I think you got a point.
okay?
What the hell was that? What just happened?
What?
Like everybody went silent.
Not on my end.
I've been kind of silent consistently, so don't know what you mean, man.
Fair enough. Fair enough. He's taking a shit or what? What's going on? Where is he?
He's
taking care of his dogs.
Oh,
Not
did he
feed
put a
animals.
did he put a shocker on them?
Oh my god!
No.
No. Not even East is that cruel.
Putting a Hannibal Lecter mask on it. That's another story.
What?
But he won't leave a wound alone, so we gotta keep him under lock until it heals.
Oh, okay.
When we talk about like, well, what counts as, I don't know, good cinematography or good acting or a good plot or something like that.
Yes.
It's echoing again.
Oh shit! Sorry.
No, you're good.
Sorts of standards we have are, you know, maybe heuristics or probably more even like post hoc rationalizations. You know, I mean, very often you just watch something and you just kind of get into it and enjoy it. And then afterwards you can kind of think to yourself like, well, what was it that I enjoyed about that? And then you can make something up. You know, you can start constructing these reasons. But that happens post hoc. And often you're not even able to do that. Sometimes you're not even able to explain why you like something. And you just have a kind of immediate feel, and that's it.
Okay, I agree. I agree with
course,
that.
Though,
Actually,
here's the other thing. Even if you did have
I
these
definitely
aesthetic
agree with that.
standards,
You know, you have pause control, right? This is watch together.
Oh, right. Sorry. I was saying I was saying I actually agree with that. There are people or some of us that, we don't understand what we're watching and we call it I know people like that. Yes. They call something their favorite and they don't really know how to explain what they enjoyed about or why they called it their favorite movie or why they enjoy things, you know? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna say, which is more or less just what I was saying just like a second ago. So, but yeah, go on.
Yeah, so yeah, that's basically all I wanted to say. I agree with that. Yes, people tend to do that sometimes.
thing. And you just have a kind of immediate feel, and that's it. And of course, though, here's the other thing. Even if you did have these aesthetic standards, we're now just going to push the question back to, well, what is it to have some favoured set of standards? Right? Again, favourite hasn't really been understood. That was what we're trying to understand. We're trying to understand this, like, what is it to have a favourite? But then if you say, well, look, my favourite film is the film that best meets this set of aesthetic standards, well, then obviously there's a whole bunch of other competing aesthetic standards by which you would end up choosing some other film as your favourite. So when you select that set of aesthetic standards, the question now is just again, well, what is it to have some favourite set of standards?
Yeah, we've already, so when all of us were talking about what our favorite things are, I don't think anybody addressed the topic of cinematography or anything in that milieu. Like, yes, 2001: Space Odyssey is magnificently shot. I also love how Terrifier 2 is shot, or Nightmare on Elm Street, or The Bourne Identity. Like, all of these films look exceptionally different from each other. There's, like, from a dirty grunginess to an ethereal kind of dreamlike quality in a David Lynch film to Kubrick's clinical style. Like, I love a myriad of different aesthetics and different approaches to telling a story visually. That's it. That is the end of the thought. There is nothing beyond that. There is no reason that my favorite film is my favorite film beyond simply it means more to me. It taught me something that the others didn't, or it was the first lesson about this art form. Like, it, yeah, that's just a weird case to make to me. That, like, oh well, you have two different things that you claim are your favorite things, but look how different they look. So what is your standard? It's like, motherfucker, I don't have one. Like, I know what a bad shot looks like. I know what a good shot looks like.
I
but
thought
I
you
don't
said back
have
shot.
I do know what a back shot looks like.
From which angle?
Bruh, from the back, duh.
From the back, you fucking... From the back, faggot. I know you don't know what that looks like.
I have a wife, dude.
Uh-huh. But the point being, like, I don't think it's valid as an argument to say that like, oh well, your aesthetic, you have to have a set aesthetic standard that you consider your favorite for it to apply to what you judge as your favorite film. I don't believe that at all. I think that's foolishness. Like, even the same, like, because, like, even the same directors, like, a director will try multiple different kinds of looks across his career.
Who gives a
like,
fuck how long a scene is? That type shit.
True.
Yeah, it's just
Ridley Scott never direct a movie again. If you somehow see this video somehow, never direct a movie again. Please.
I agree, but, like, I'll use Ridley Scott in his example, though. Fuck, like, Blade Runner and Gladiator look like they're made by two different people. Like, so what if I say Ridley Scott was my favorite director? Well, he goes against the established aesthetic standard that I would be applying for who makes my favorite director. Now, Ridley Scott's not my favorite director, but
Yeah,
I'm
I was gonna say emphasis on was.
Well, at no point was he, but
well.
like, he's an easy example of, like, a great of well, what used to be a very talented and immensely capable director who would make completely different looking movies. Look at The Duelists and then look at Alien. Like, do these look like they're made by the same person? I mean, even Kubrick, like, Full Metal Jacket in 2001 don't have a similar kind of aesthetic structure to them. Like, yeah, one's a sci-fi film and one's a Vietnam War film, but, like, they don't look exactly the same in terms of, like, shot composition. Like, yes, Kubrick's eye for symmetry is present in both, but there's a much more handheld kind of dirtiness to Full Metal Jacket than there is in 2001.
Well, yeah, because one's trying to emulate a war documentary, while the other is like just, hey, here's the universe.
Yeah, like different approaches for addressing different themes and ideas. This is something that is present in every filmmaker's career. And I don't think it's fair to try and say that your favorite thing has to go by this set standard, because not even a filmmaker would agree with you. So, thank you. Next.
Okay, so another thought is maybe favorite film has something to do with the role that the film plays in your life. 2001 was, I mean, I think it's fair to say, a kind of a life-changing movie for me. When
Unfortunately, I agree.
I was a kid, I didn't really have a lot of exposure to like art. As I mean obviously I did, you know, I mean when we use art in the kind of general sense, but I my family were not arty people, you know. They were not the kind of people where like they would have a lot to say about art, and I wasn't. Nobody ever really made any effort to to expose me to art. My family are just people who, you know, they just sort of watch whatever, you know, they watch what's on the television. And sometimes, you know, my mum did actually every now and then take me out to a museum, but it was, I think that
This is the fact that this is anecdotal as it is kind of disproves your point. Like, your favorite thing is your favorite thing because of its personal relevance to you, and here you go on a completely anecdotal story about why your favorite film is personal to you.
Yeah, he screws himself over.
This is like, yeah, like what is the argument being made here now? This is more of a stream of consciousness.
Yeah, which is what I was saying earlier. Like, if you're just gathering your thoughts, just say that. But, like, instead, this is a presentation of, I'm going to blow your mind and expand your consciousness.
You cut out there, so all it was I'm going to blow.
I'm going to blow.
No, but he's treating it like he's, like, trying to blow your mind instead of just gathering his own thoughts. Did it happen again?
No.
Blow your mind.
Are you not familiar with that expression, T-Pain? Did I not say that where you're from?
Look. East. You break my heart. God damn. Why?
That wasn't an
Why?
Africa joke. That
We
wasn't an
speak we
Africa
speak
joke.
English here,
It
East.
wasn't.
Why?
No, T-Pain.
East. We speak English here. We speak English here.
That wasn't an Africa joke. That was a slums joke. Okay, there's a
You sound like you're choking, dude. Are you okay?
Don't take a drink while I'm talking.
Rule of cum: don't
rookie
drink when East is talking.
Rookie mistake. But yes, I agree with you completely, Trisket. That it's weird that he's presenting this as an objective argument when he's clearly just thinking. So yeah.
You know, my mum taking me to, you know, an art gallery or a museum and things like that, art museum. It was more that she felt, you know, a responsibility to kind of to sort of do things with me and to make me educated about the world. And you know, my mum was a great mum, so she did those sorts of things. And it wasn't so much because she had some kind of love for art. So my point is, you know, most of my childhood, I didn't really have much of an engagement with that. Now, when I watched 2001, I saw it when I was, I think, 11 years old. And, you know, 2001...
My mom also took me to art galleries when I was a kid. This has nothing really to do with the video. It's just a point I wanted to make. I I've had a relationship with viewing and taking in different forms of art for a very long time, ever since I was a child. My favorite painting is "Wanderer Above a Sea of Fog" by Caspar Friedrich. Um, Anybody who knows that painting knows that painting. Um, it is a beautiful piece of work, but yeah. Oh shit! I have a favorite painting. Oh no! But yeah,
was like lightning. It because what it did is it made me realize that anything is possible in art.
Did you not watch Jurassic Park when you were a kid? Because I feel like that was most people's awakening to you can do this. You can bring dinosaurs to life through the medium of film.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, 2001 was your first. You must have had a boring ass childhood.
Like,
I mean, that explains the way he's
man.
dressed. Like, not to be too mean, but let's be real here.
Oh,
Not to be too mean,
yeah.
just really mean instead.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, 11 years old, 2001, Space Odyssey. Did your did your parents did you watch with your parents,
I
or
don't
did you
know too
just find the
many.
movie?
Yeah, at 11 years old, I don't know too many 11-year-olds who would actually have the patience to sit through 2001. So I mean, props to you, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah.
For
maybe he was fascinated by the colors.
I mean, to be fair, the lighting in that movie's pretty fucking good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying, the color.
wow, the lighting in a Stanley Kubrick movie is good. Holy shit.
I know. It's like
Wow,
saying the sky's blue, but
what
it's...
else do you know?
Kino.
This I also know that
Did
the
you know
sky
that-
is blue and the grass, you know, the grass is usually green, but sometimes it is
No,
indeed yellow.
no,
Did you
no.
know that sharks fucking bite?
No, I didn't. Not at all.
Yeah, shit. Yeah, they do.
Fuck,
Did
that's
you
scary.
know that Africans are? Did you know that Africans are black?
You ever seen?
I don't
ever
believe
seen
you.
a shark looking at you?
Oh, okay.
The shark's looking at you with those eyes like doll's eyes, all black and lifeless. Anyway, we delivered the bomb. Jaws. Go watch Jaws. That's like basically a perfect movie.
Yeah.
One of my favorites.
Jaws.
You know what's fucked up? I actually sat down to watch it recently, but then I just like some stuff came up and I just forgot to finish it. I got about like 4 minutes in.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. What are you doing after this?
I was hoping to play 2XKO.
Okay, well we could do that.
But what about Jaws? But what about Jaws, though?
Fuck
What about
Jaws!
Jaws? Wow, dude.
Oh. Let me go out of my way to show you this movie. Anyway, fuck this movie.
That art can do anything. So, you know, the sequences in 2001.
But it can't tell me what makes Cinnamon Toast Crunch taste so great.
Yes, it can. You just haven't been watching the right art.
Ah, fuck!
Of what really struck me about 2001 was not so much the psychedelic stuff at the end and the somewhat confusing ending, but it was just these long sequences of kind of emptiness. It was absolutely just stunning to me. I mean, actually, right from the start of the film, the fact that the film opens with, just like 10 minutes of just some, apes hanging around. I
As I,
A little
I
redundant,
know
but
it's for the sake of
accurate.
it's for the sake of brevity.
Yeah.
It's for the sake of brevity, but man, that is a reductive way to describe the opening of that film. And not just hanging around. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna shut up.
It's just breathtaking. I'd never really seen anything like this, and I kind of started having this thought of like, well, what's the limit to this? Like, how far can this go? And of course, I realized there is no limit to any of this. And because I saw 2001, that sort of prompted me to get more into kind of art movies. There was a period of several years where I was like looking for, where are the other 2001s? I want to see more stuff like this. And of course,
Oh well, there is a sequel, but you might not like it as much.
I don't know why that was so fucking funny.
No, he reminds me of how all these like studios make. Do you know that there's like an American Psycho sequel
Yes,
with
it stars
with
Mila Kunis.
Mila Kunis?
Yeah, that movie's shit.
Obviously,
That
Duh.
movie is fucking shit.
I have not heard of this. I regret hearing about it.
Well, go watch American Psycho because it's very good. Yeah, American Psycho 2 is fucking dog water. It's absolutely awful. Like, did you hear they made a sequel to The Butterfly Effect?
What?
Yeah, there's a Butterfly Effect too.
They made a sequel to a shitty movie. Fantastic.
Well,
Wonderful.
I mean, that happens a lot. I don't.
Yeah, I was
don't
gonna
know.
say,
fair
bro,
enough.
have you been watching anything Disney puts out?
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Captain Marvel made $1 billion, and then
Ugh.
they made another one.
Some fucking how.
Captain Marvel made $1 billion in the.
To be fair, at the time, they tricked you into thinking that you have to watch this movie before Endgame to understand why she's in the movie. So that's why it made 1 billion.
When did Captain Marvel come out? Was it 2019?
Yeah, it was like early 2019 or late 2018. No,
Captain Marvel.
yeah, late 2018. It was right before Endgame came out.
Endgame. Yeah,
And
that's
Endgame
the
came out in the spring.
that's the main reason why it made up to 1 billion because of Endgame.
Yeah, that's right. Because people thought it was gonna matter.
Of course, I never found anything else like it because it is just completely unique. So that was.
I mean, if you watched 2001 when you were 11 years old and then never found another movie ever that made you go, "Wow, that was great," I don't know what to do for you, man.
Bruh.
Like the Red Circle. That's probably a good place to start for 2001-ish vibes in a film.
Solaris?
Le Cercle Rouge, as its French title is, its proper title is the Jean-Pierre Melville film.
Or you could
whatever, anything made by Jean-Pierre Melville.
or you could watch Disney's Lightyear. It has a reference in it.
Or I could kill myself.
Please don't.
Want
I need you for the show.
Obvious. That's true.
I can't suffer on my own.
The show would suck without me. But yeah, there's plenty of films I can think of that could give you the same vibe, the same kind of breathtaking, like, wow, you can do this. Like I can name a handful of Twilight Zone episodes that'll give you the same kind of vibes that 2001 can. But you have a point to make, so whatever. What is your point? Your point is that there's no such thing as a favorite film, so let me tell you how I never found anything that I liked as much as 2001: A Space Odyssey. Like, okay. So what you're saying is okay. So wait. maybe the full title of the video is "You Have No Favorite Films," parentheses, but I do.
He's been rambling on, not talking about anything but what he wants to.
Well, I mean that is.
To be
everybody
fair, that's kind of the
knows.
point of a YouTube video,
That
isn't
is-
it?
That's what we're doing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sure, but it's not exactly what he was advertising.
I mean, perhaps. But
I guess.
yeah, I mean, he was no, he's advertising a philosophical treatise on why you don't actually favor anything over something else. And what he's been doing is prattling on about the movie he liked when he was a kid.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, fair enough.
One of the greatest films of all time, by the way. Which, by the way, how fucking convenient is it that, like, oh yes, my favorite film is actually the best one, and like, and now I'm going to explain why you don't have any favorite films because your taste is not as refined as mine.
I don't think he's quite.
yes.
I don't think he's quite saying that, but
I know he's not saying that, but that's what it feels like. That's the air I get when people say, like, this is funny because, like, I am also somebody who says that 2001 is their favorite film because 2001 is my favorite film. But when I hear
It's
other
crazy.
people say it, I usually assume that I'm about to hear something along the lines of, and therefore I'm better than you.
yeah, just the pretension.
The pretension.
The letterbox crowd.
The letterbox crowd. I've seen 8.5 27 times. I've also seen 8.5 27 times. Federico
Yes,
Fellini's
I watched
8.5.
Godfather director's cut 10 times.
Oh my
Mhm.
god! 10
Exquisite.
whole times? Name the killer from Friday the 13th, asshole.
Which one?
Just say it. Just say it.
Well, is like most of the time it's Jason, but in the first one it's Jason's mom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I was doing a Scream thing, but it's too late.
Yeah.
You didn't go for the. You didn't.
Well,
go for the
yeah, because I don't want to get stabbed by the Scream guy.
Oh no, not the Scream guy. I'm gonna dress up as Ghostface for Halloween, but I'm gonna wear a little sign that says the Scream guy.
Scream guy.
You know, from the movie.
From the movie.
I know what you did last summer.
I mean, to be fair, that movie is a parody of itself as well.
Well, I know what you did last summer was what was
They
his
actually
name?
they actually made a new one.
Kevin
Hmm.
Williamson.
Fascinating.
Yeah, there was a legacy sequel that came out
Oh,
this
gross.
year. It's fucking awful. But yeah, so Kevin Williams, who wrote Scream, also wrote I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh, I was fucking kidding. That's kind of cool.
Scream was is clearly the masterpiece of the two.
Yeah.
But he'd written I Know What You. I think it was he had written I Know What You Did Last Summer first, and thought that Scream was the safer bet, and he first presented it to when he first sold it to the studio. Robert Rodriguez was picked for the role of director, and Robert Rodriguez thought it was a comedy and was going to make it a comedy, and Kevin Williams said no, it's not a comedy, it's not supposed to be funny. And Robert Rodriguez was like, I don't get it, then how am I supposed to make this scary? And Wes Craven found the script and went, I know how to make this work. And that's why in Scream 2, during the theater screening of the movie Stab, which is the in-universe film based on the events of Scream 1,
Mm-hmm.
the opening credits say a Robert Rodriguez film. What were we talking about? I blacked out for a second talking about Scream Trivia. Yeah, that's so he's talking about 2001 being like the film that he watched all the time when he was a kid. For me, that was Scream. When I was in high school, I watched Scream one semester almost every day after school. The whole trilogy, actually, because I I would watch them because somebody had uploaded them in parts on YouTube. Anybody who's as old as I am remembers people uploading entire movies onto YouTube broken into like parts of 6.
Sometimes even 15, dude.
Sometimes even 15. Yeah, that's true. Scream 1 though was it Scream 1, 2 and 3 actually. They were all uploaded by the same channel and they were all broken into six pieces. I had that playlist. I'm not even sure if we had playlists yet on YouTube back then actually, but I would I had seen those films so many times that by the time I was in my senior year, I would be at home playing Halo on my laptop, because I had a cracked PC version of it, and I would be playing it online and listening to those movies on loop after school. I can quote the first Scream from any scene unprompted, which I'm not going to do that because copyright reasons. But,
Okay.
But I absolutely adore the Scream movies, and they're not. But Scream 1 is not my favorite film. Shocking, I know that that's just how it works. Like, yeah, it is a very important film to me. It's a very special film to me, but it just doesn't. It's not seated in that spot that I would say, yeah, no, this is the thing that I think I get the most out of. Because humans can do that. We can separate things. We can categorize things. We can. I mean, the fact that we even have words like objective and subjective means that like we can think in terms of things being separate, things being unequal. So yeah, I don't know, like I got there in 4 minutes, and you have a whole half-hour video of you just kind of thinking.
You know, a rather sad ending to that particular story. There was only one kind of thing like that, but still, you know.
Again, there's not only one kind of thing like 2001. Just watch more movies.
Anyway, the point is though, is that
go watch Metropolis.
Yeah, that's a
Fritz
good one.
Lang's Metropolis. If you want it to be sci-fi, if you want another experience of a sci-fi film that makes you feel that way.
This was something which it made me realise that art can be anything, and so it kind of changed my conception of what art was, and so it has a very important role in my life, and maybe that's why, you know, that's what counts as your favourite. It's some film that has this impact on you. I think there are several problems with this. I mean, one obvious issue is just that's not really going to make sense of the many people who, you know, their favourite film doesn't really have that sort of role in their life.
And those people are those people.
Mm-hmm.
They'll have they'll each have a favorite film for different reasons.
We all have what's it called? Free will, you know, that thing.
Oh, we
Free
don't.
will. Oh, really?
That's a completely different discussion. But yeah, no, you're allowed to like things, whether you're predisposed to or not. It's a completely different issue. But go ahead, T-Pain. Oh, were you done? Is that it? Just the free will thing.
Yeah, I'm done.
T-Pain really likes to remind himself that he has free will because he's from Africa.
You know what, East? Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you, East.
Hey,
Fuck
hey, I'm on your side for that too. All right.
Listen, all I'm saying is Nigeria is a great country.
It isn't.
So
It isn't.
it's not at all. It's not at all. It's actually a very bad place.
It is a very terrible place. Do not come here. Do not believe the propaganda. Do not come here.
Dude, I love how no matter how far into the troll T-Pain is, you can get him to drop the act by just going, Nigeria.
You can get him to drop the act by saying you like Sucker Punch.
Oh, yeah!
Good times. Anyway, this video.
Right? You know, a lot of people will just, you know, they'll have films that have had a big impact on them, and then they'll maybe see something else when they're an adult, and they'll be like, "Wow, actually, this is the best. You know, this is my favorite."
That's what happened to me, motherfucker! Scream was my favorite movie in high school, and then I watched 2001 when I was 18, and I was like, yeah, no, this is my favorite thing. That.
Ooga booga.
I'm running out of words because I don't know how many different ways I can say the same thing in response to all of your points. It is completely ethereal. The idea of a favorite. It is unto each person
Yeah.
what constitutes a favorite, what the standard is favorite.
There are lots of people who will just have a film that on first viewing with very little history just immediately strikes them as like, wow, this is it. You know, that happens. So that doesn't work. And again, you know, we can again raise this question.
Doesn't work. Okay, so then fine. The other way works. Quit discarding, like, actual things that people feel.
Of, if I say that my favorite film is the film that has played this role in my life, why is it that that history is relevant? Well, it's because I'm taking that as some sort of standard. And now again we have this question of, well, what is it to have a favorite set of standards? Like, why care about the history?
You know what? Never mind. I want to go talk about terrorism again.
Rather than all these other things I could care about. And of course, this suggests a very general problem with trying to kind of uncover more about what it is that we mean when we talk about a favourite film. Whatever it is that, whatever I claim it is, by virtue of which 2001 is my favourite film, like whatever it is that makes 2001 my favourite film, the question is, well, what is it for me to select that kind of standard or that kind of property as my preferred standard or property? And you know, that's just the question of, well, what is it for me to have that favorite standard? So there's a kind of just general issue here where, like, you know, whenever I'm claiming, you know, this is the thing by virtue of which 2001 is my favorite film, that's really going to be an expression of me selecting some standard by which to judge it. But then I have to say, well, why is that my favorite standard? And I think
Okay, so this is kind of a trickier topic because standards, we don't generally tend to select what our standards are. We kind of already have them based on just life experiences, how you grew up, where you grew up,
Our
like,
understanding of words, how we feel.
yes, just like, yeah, anything can contribute to what your standards are. Religion can contribute to what your standards are for judging art.
Oh,
I know people who think it's sinful to like horror movies. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like that Halloween
you can
decoration.
have a they didn't choose that standard. It's just how they grew up.
Mm-hmm.
They were it can manifest in all sorts of different ways. Your standards can. They can be informed by all sorts of things. It's the external being applied internally. The external being automatically taken in and reflected back onto the world, basically. You you, in your formative years, learn something that then you accept as fact going forward. That's just basic psychology. So when you're talking about a favorite set of standards or selecting a set of standards by which to judge what your favorite work of art is, your favorite film is, I don't think it's fair to assume that everybody is going off of what you apparently do, which is, well, which set of standards do I want to choose from when I watch this thing or read this thing or whatever that will ultimately lead to how I rank it. I don't think that's fair, because I don't think most people are thinking that way. And I don't think, even if most people acknowledge where a standard comes from or how it gets formed, are gonna care enough when watching a movie to look at it that way.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, again, you're adding too many steps to what is a normal thing.
Yeah, I think I said it while you were out, like, walking your dog or whatever, so I'll just reiterate it. I don't think most people think when they watch movies. They just let the movie entertain them.
Most don't, I'll be honest.
Yeah, or if they are
Become-
thinking, they're just thinking about what's happening in the film.
Yeah, they're
I'm
not
reminded of
analyzing it in any
conversations.
sort of critical way.
Yeah. I'm reminded of conversations with like parents, and they're just like, I just don't care anymore. They're like, I am thinking about other things.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Like my dad, he loves action movies, dumb ones. He doesn't care.
Shit. You don't give a
Bruce
fuck.
Willis. My dad loves Bruce Willis Redbox movies. My dad doesn't love Bruce Willis. My dad has standards that.
I know Bruce Willis is still technically alive, but his brain's long gone. Rest in peace, man.
Yeah. That's yeah, very sad to be watching him go. That's for sure. But anywho, yeah. On the topic of selecting your standards and picking what your favorite standard is, I think that's nonsense.
I don't know why.
I don't think people do that. I don't think you should do that. Like, even if you completely disconnect yourself from your personal standards, I don't know if that's even a good thing to do while engaging in art. Like, just watch the movie and see what you think.
I don't know why.
Or you could just be a farmer, you know.
Yeah, go be a farmer. Go be a farmer.
I would be a
Go
fuck.
be a farmer. I will be a farmer.
Yeah, East, when you were hanging on that S, I don't know why. I thought you were just gonna say on the subject of slavery. Because it seems like something you would do is just reference that dumbass meme. Today's topic, slavery.
Slavery.
Why did he say it like that?
Slavery.
I'm just relishing every syllable.
Why the fuck did he say it like that?
Slavery.
Seriously though, I'm glad you're here, T-Pain.
You know,
Fix me a sandwich,
is,
or I'll kill
I
you.
think it's really going to be
God.
plausible that we're going to find some set of standards that can be said to be definitional of favourite here. Because, of course, a person can just disregard whatever standards you propose. A person can disregard such standards when selecting their favourite film without, misusing the word favourite. I mean, this happens all the time. People...
What does it mean to misuse the word favorite? Like, buddy, you can't even give me a concrete definition on what favorite means or how that, like, registers in most people's heads, and you're over here saying that they misuse the word favorite. What the fuck does that mean?
I mean, maybe people who have favorite serial killers are misusing it. That's like as close as I can get to an approximation of what he's talking about. Like, yeah, like misusing the word favorite, I can see like, oh, just throwing it around like it doesn't mean anything. Like, Paparazzi is my favorite Lady Gaga song. Alejandro is my favorite Lady Gaga song. Telephone is my favorite Lady Gaga song. Like, you know, like if you're just saying it, or if you say one of my favorites a lot, which like we talked about earlier, that you can have multiple favorites of a thing. But yeah, to say like one of my favorite things, like Socrates is one of my favorite philosophers, Plato is also one of my favorite philosophers, Marcus Aurelius is also one of my favorite philosophers. Like if you just keep throwing it around like that, then it starts to lose meaning. That's the closest thing that I can get to what I think misusing the word favorite could mean, and even then, I'm not gonna say that that's misusing the word favorite, because somebody can like a lot of different things. Somebody can like a lot of different things that are very different from each other. It's odd that you would say that. It's just odd.
If you ask somebody why something is their favorite film, like why is your favorite film your favorite film, they're going to have all kinds of different reasons.
Yeah, they're gonna have all kinds of different things to say about
All kinds of different reasons. You know, I say 2001's my favourite film because of the place that it has in my life story. Well, Verity says her favourite film has absolutely nothing to do with her life story. You know, maybe Verity's favourite film, she thinks it's to do with just some, you know, sense of enjoyment.
Who the fuck is Verities?
Either a hypothetical person for the sake of argument, or his girlfriend or wife or something. I don't know.
Well, but like Vera is a name. Verities?
Verity.
Verity. Oh, okay. Is that like an
Yes,
Italian name? I've never heard that name before.
I don't know. I honestly don't give a fuck. It's just another person that he's using as an example.
I feel like that's such an abnormal name, though. I feel like he should explain what that even means, or who that is.
No, he doesn't need to explain anything to you, motherfucker. He doesn't even want to explain what favorite means. You're not getting information out of this guy.
All right.
Or, you know, then somebody else says, no, my favourite film really is just the film that I want to watch the most. Like, you know, maybe there's something, yeah, there's going to be...
Why is that so hard for you to understand that you made a half-hour-long video complaining about it? What about this do you not get? People like things for different reasons. And for some reason to you, that means that there is no... Because there's no, like, single objective standard for what constitutes every single person's favorite thing. Clearly, there must not be a favorite thing.
Dude, this is like the opposite problem that postmodernism has, where like nothing has a definition. This guy is like, no, everything has a definition, and it's very, very strict, and you have to strictly follow it. And it's like, okay, can you educate the rest of us peons on what those definitions are?
No, it's worse than that. This is the opposite problem of objectivity does not exist, where objectivity does exist, and you don't have a favorite film. Well, like it's so objective to the point where nobody can even define what the actual standard is.
Dude, like
this is like when you go way too far into the objectivity like line.
Yeah.
To the point where you have no personal experience or feelings at all, because subjectivity hyper doesn't exist.
The horseshoe theory of subjectivity.
The horseshoe theory of subjectivity.
Somebody out there who's just not really so into film, and you know, they just kind of put it on in the background. It's just whatever I want to throw on the most often. The point is, we can say all of this, and I don't think it's reasonable to say that we're all talking past each other. It doesn't really even seem like we're using the word favourite in a different sense.
I think we are, dude.
you know, one. So I mean, this is a very general problem. Then is it seems to me that this notion of
That's the thing is though, like we are all using favorite in the same kind of sense in that it is the thing that we like the most of a particular category. But how that came about, what it looks like, and how we engage with it is always going to be different. But like favorite does mean the thing you like more than all the other things. You know, layman's terms.
Yeah.
Like, that is like what we think of when we use the word. But again, because every person is different, it's going to come about differently, and you're not going to have any way of properly, accurately judging a standard that everybody needs to go by when applying their favorite thing. That's fascism. And I do not watch videos made by fascists. Good day, sir!
Oh shit, we lost him. Good night, everybody.
Big Kyle! I'm back.
What the fuck?
Dude, it would be so funny if I just ended the video there. I
See, guy.
Dude, I'm actually half tempted to call it here and just end the video there, but let's
let's finish this.
Yeah, let's finish what this guy has to say. We're more than halfway done. We may as well.
We got 10 minutes.
of what it is to have a favorite is really not very well understood at all. And you know, I mean, look, maybe you can just say we don't really need to understand it. I'm happy to just I have this feeling that something is my favorite film, and that's it. You know, I'm happy to go along with it.
I feel like if you were to ask somebody what their favorite thing was, like any random person on the street, what their favorite food is, or for the sake of argument, we'll maintain films. Their favorite film is and they say Jaws, or God forbid, Megan. And you,
Is that a reference to someone, or?
I know what he's talking about.
That is the name of a film, Tristan.
No, I know it's like, but like that was.
No, I don't.
Sounded a little oddly specific, buddy.
I don't know anybody whose favorite film is Megan, and I really hope I never meet that person.
So you're just throwing that out there for okay.
Just throwing that out there because it's a shit movie. But no. It's important to note that, like, if you were to ask them, why is
I'm
Megan...
sorry. What's a shit movie?
Shut the fuck up! I'm doing something. If
What's
you
it-
were,
What's a movie?
what's a movie? What's a movie? You know, it's that thing that's got Robert De Niro in it. I lost my train of thought.
Yes, you did.
Good.
Oh my god.
I feel like most people would be able to answer the question of why is such and such your favorite. I don't know anybody under the age of like 17 who would have trouble or just say, I don't know. Just wanted to throw that out there.
But what happens when you start to kind of question that, which I've done, you know? I mean, I just sit here and I'm like, well, hang on, why do I think that 2001 is my favourite film? Why do I think that about myself?
Hey, it's good that you think that about yourself, though, because then you understand something about yourself a little bit, and how you engage with art. The way that we engage with art reflects on how we engage with life, because art is ultimately the outcry of the human soul. It is what we say we think about politics, religion, life, death, love, whatever. The way that we talk about it when we put it into media is the way that other people come to understand a little deeper about it in themselves, and that's how you get favorite things, is because a piece of art will speak to you because someone else said it. Round and round and round and round it goes. So yes, you should ask yourself why your favorite thing is your favorite thing, because you might learn something. You might come to understand something. You might start asking questions. broaden your horizon just a little bit. I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad.
Why is it when people ask me what my favourite film is, I say 2001, and then I want an answer, and I'm not getting anything. There's a further point here.
Wait, do you not know why your favorite film is 2001?
I'm pretty sure he just explained why it is, but oh man.
Well, he gave the explanation for he watched it when he was young and it struck him and it was intense and all of that. But I'd want to know, like, okay, but actually why, though, is it your favorite film? Because clearly he thinks that there should be rational explanations behind everything. So what is your rational explanation and reason behind why 2001 is your favorite film? I gave mine when we started this fucking episode. It's not that hard.
About favourites, which is there's a kind of something you will encounter if you've ever tried to make lists of favourites is
I do that all the time. I've done that to the point where I'm annoyed by it.
The incoherence of ranking, right? So preferences don't seem to be transitive. So what will often happen is, I recently did this thing where I listened to every single Bob Dylan album. Well, not every single one of them.
Why would you do that? Are you okay? Oh, no Bob Dylan fans in the house to get offended by that? Fine, whatever.
But like all of the main sequence ones, the main sequence one, I don't know. But I listened to like 50 Bob Dylan albums, and I try to make a list. Like, okay, well, how am I going to rank these things, best to worst? And what you find when you try to do this kind of thing is, I like A more than I like B. I like B more than I like C, but I like C more than I like A. So how do I get this into a list? How do I actually organize this stuff?
I don't think
You said
that doesn't make any sense.
also Bob Dylan only released 40 albums. How did you listen to 50?
It's probably just a
Inventing
simple
albums on the spot.
Also, 40 albums is a fucking lot.
Yeah, probably just a simple, just like miscalculation or misremembering.
Maybe. I mean, unless he listened to also like all of the live albums and like bootleg
that
series
might work.
volumes and compilations and stuff. Because if you factor all of that in, there's like a grand total of 200 Bob Dylan album.
Jesus.
I find myself very confused. It just seems like what you end up with is it's just incoherent. And then, if you push on it a bit further, you realise I don't even know why I'm making most of these judgments. So I'm saying, I like A more than I like B. But wait a minute, do I like A more than I like B? I'm not really sure. I don't know why I'm making that judgment. I mean, I have this...
And that's why you start asking yourself why you're making these judgments, and you start exploring the art a little bit deeper and understanding why you like certain things more than other things. This is not that difficult. You could have done this in your head. You could have done this in your head. You didn't have to set up your shitty webcam on your fucking leaning against your throw pillow on your futon because you can't afford a fucking bed and made this stupid video. You could have just done this in your head. You could have just thought through this in your own little quiet private time while Versatility or whatever her name is makes you eggs and left all of us alone. You could have left me alone. But no. We have to make we have to have sophistry-headed fucks who make these bullshit videos so that East can get dragged into a goddamn video podcast by his weird Twitter friend and sit here for 5 hours at a time waxing philosophic about a fucking movie.
You good, bro?
Doing this for the short.
Oh, okay.
It's just this initial kind of feeling. I have this feeling. I'm like, yeah, I like New Morning more than I like Desire. Why do I feel that way? I mean, there's a lot of great.
Well, to be fair, you know, a New Morning is, you know, like that generally comes with a feeling of desire.
Generally comes with a feeling of what?
Desire.
Oh, desire.
It's a Morningwood joke. You wouldn't get it.
No, I wouldn't get it.
Great things to be said about both albums, right? So, you know, like I don't know. So anyway, the point is,
How the fuck would I not get that? I have a penis. Everyone gets that.
is that regardless of what's driving these judgments, you'll find if you actually start to construct lists of things that it very quickly that it just seems to become completely incoherent. Now, of course, this isn't necessarily going to be a problem if you have, you know, a favourite film that is just clearly your favourite, which actually is what I would say about 2001. I mean, 2001 just doesn't seem to me to be even in competition with anything else. So I don't think there's any incoherence of select.
Have you watched Kubrick's other movies? I mean, even I started this out by saying I don't know if I think 2001 is Kubrick's best film. Like, even I said that. I feel like your level of pretension is.
So what's Kubrick's best film then?
Like I said, I don't know. But I would put Barry Lyndon in competition.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't expect that. You being UT Pain, I was expecting, that movie is stupid. And you are stupid for liking it East. Why are you gay?
Look, you know me. I'm a Snyder fan. I love everything. Look, listen.
True.
There isn't any movie that Snyder has made that isn't good. Do you hear me?
No. Guardians of the Gahul is a fucking masterpiece. It adapts the books perfectly.
I actually forgot he directed that movie.
All right, gents. I gotta bid you good night.
You don't get to leave us to
Mr.
suffer alone. Fuck you.
I certainly do. I gotta work.
I can and I will. Watch.
You have a good night, man. And then there were 3.
And then there were 2 in T-Pain.
What?
Well, because you're 3/5
Do I mean so little to you, East?
No,
What?
no, it's just that right now we're 2 3/5.
Okay.
That's a yes, by the way.
Of selecting that one as, look, this is just number one. But it does seem like as we start to, you know, start to try to expand this and, you know, outline our preferences in a bit more detail, we quickly end up with these sort of incoherent rankings.
Do we? Do we really? I've got a list right now of my top 20 fighting games of all time. I worked very long and hard to come up with the order of that list. I know exactly why I favor each one of those above the other. Maybe you're just not thinking hard enough about the things you like. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say it. Skill issue.
Damn.
Yeah, I went there. You just got served. Or whatever they say now.
And so that may be an issue as well. So the suggestion is, look, maybe we should just say that you don't really have any favourites, that you don't have a favourite film.
What?
Or
How is that the
in general.
fucking conclusion to everything that you've said? You just say, hey, there's different definitions of favorite, so fuck you, you don't have a favorite. Like,
I don't know. No, it's worse than there are many definitions, so it's hard to quantify. So I don't know if it's possible to quantify all of it into just one standard for why you like one particular film more than all the others, which would still be a weird argument to make. But hear me out. No, it's worse than that. I don't get why people like their favorite thing, and I don't even really understand why I like my favorite thing. So fuck it.
Good Lord.
So here's a suggestion about what we're doing when we create these lists. I love making lists. I love making lists of favorites. But what's really going on when I make these lists? Well, maybe a list is more of a constructive activity than it is a report of, something going on inside, or something like some feeling or some assessment of what meets certain standards. Maybe the
Top 10 cocks I've watched my girlfriend suck. Number 1, Brad
Bruh.
from first period chemistry.
Bruh.
there's something more constructive happening here. That what's happening when I give these lists is a list of favorites, like a list of favorite films. It's a way of constructing a personality. It's a way of, expressing certain aesthetic commitments. It's a way of like planting a flag.
What? Okay, you lost me at that last point there. I was actually in agreement with you for the first 2 points, and then planting a flag. What does that mean? Well, let's hear him out. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you like that.
This is really what you're doing. So if you take for
Oh no, he's just not going to say what he meant by that.
Planting a flag.
Planting a flag. I mean, you should know all about that. It's happened in your country a few times.
Oh my. You know what? No response. East. No response. No response.
That was a response, motherfucker. It's okay. It's happened in my country too, but it was my own people. We're the ones who won.
For instance, my list. I have 2001 at number 1. I put Wallace and Gromit: The Wrong Trousers at number 2.
Based?
I'm sorry.
Based?
Okay, based?
No.
Based?
Let him cook.
Let this motherfucker cook. I take back everything I said. The Wrong Trousers is a fucking masterpiece. Dude, have you seen this chicken? Oh, so that's where my braces went. You fucking serious guy?
Wait, I'd actually like to know which other movies you watched. For Wallace and Gromit to be number 2.
Well, because the earlier, all right. So right now we understand that 3 of this man's favorite films are 2001: A Space Odyssey, Wallace and Gromit: The Wrong Trousers, and The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Props for having a diversified portfolio of taste.
Next, you tell me number 4 is Tom and Jerry in Wonderland.
No, it's the oh, fuck that movie. Fuck that movie.
Oh man.
Number 3 is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now, Wallace and Gromit: The Wrong Trousers.
Oh, okay. Here we go. He's gonna do a video essay on Wallace and Gromit: The Wrong Trousers. Oh.
Okay.
It's like, okay, well, what's that doing at number 2? Of course, I love the Wrong Trousers. There's lots to be said about the Wrong Trousers, but there is some part of me that thinks maybe part of what's driving my decision to put it at number 2. Like I'm saying, this is the second best film ever made, and it's very hard to sort of give what you might think of as like an aesthetic justification for that choice. In many ways, it's kind of a crazy.
Dude, just talk about Wallace and Gromit.
Yes, please talk about the British man who loves cheese.
He loves it.
Please.
He loves it.
And the silent dog.
Well, yeah, dogs don't talk.
Choice. Or it's sort of almost like a non-artistic choice. I think that what I'm doing to some extent when I put that at number 2 is I'm like rejecting art. I'm saying, look, here's the part of me who feels like art doesn't really matter.
Gromit's supposed to be a beagle, by the way.
Huh?
How is that a beagle?
Wait, what?
Gromit from Wallace and Gromit is a beagle. I don't understand how that's a beagle. He doesn't even have any spots. Him and Snoopy both. How are those how is Snoopy a beagle? Neither of these things. Neither of these things look like what they supposedly are.
No, he's a terrier, isn't he? Wallace?
No, he's a no.
Wallace sorry, Gromit. My bad.
Gromit's a beagle.
I always thought he was like a terrier or something.
No, he's a beagle.
Huh.
He's supposed to be a beagle. That's why he's so smart. Which is funny because he never barks. And beagles, not exactly known for being the strong silent type. Then again, neither are terriers. They bark all the time too.
Don't let Southpaw hear you say that.
Right, here's the part of me who's just a kid on a Christmas day. You know, and it's just like, you know, art. What the hell is art? Art's irrelevant. Okay, that's what Wallace and Gromit is doing at number 2. There's a part of me that's like, no, I'm not. You know, I'm not somebody who's just like an art snob. But of course, I can be an art snob as well. And there are.
Okay, but wait a minute. You started off like this little segment by saying that you could say a lot about The Wrong Trousers, and there is lots to say about The Wrong Trousers. So clearly, you don't think that it's completely invalid as a work of art.
I mean, it is art.
Yes.
It is literally art.
Yes, it's for one, it's claymation.
Exactly.
That's a high form of art as far as I'm concerned. That's a difficult format to work in.
A scene can take like a month. Like the scene from what's it called? Have any of you guys watch Paranorman?
Paranorman? Yes.
Yeah, like the scene in the toilets. I think they said it took like a month for them to do that particular scene.
Yeah.
Good lord.
Yeah. Kubo and the Two Strings. Have you seen that?
Yeah. Yes, I have. Yes.
The giant skeleton boss fight that they have. That's a giant puppet. It's a big ass animatronic that they had to move less than an inch at a time. Like the amount of shit that went in, the scene on the boat in that movie has so much movement in it, and again, just to keep just the film at hand in mind, The Wrong Trousers has an action scene in it.
Mm-hmm.
It has a chase scene with a shootout.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that that's not difficult work? I mean, even if it weren't difficult, it would still be art. But it's definitely art, and you can definitely analyze it, as you have even claimed in your own video that you could, but you just don't want to, I guess. What?
I guess he kind of forgot.
Do you have Wallace and Gromit: The Wrong Trousers on your list just to remind yourself that no, you're cool like everyone else is? You don't just like these intellectual think pieces like 2001 and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Oh boy.
Other parts of my list that express the art snobbery, but there's more to me to that, and that's what Wallace and Gromit is doing at number 2, right?
So it's performative. That's what you're saying. Your enjoyment is performative.
Naughty.
Is it for our benefit or yours that you consider Wallace and Gromit: The Wrong Trousers as your second favorite piece of media? What are you talking about? What the fuck are you trying to say? And again, in a video called You Don't Have Any Favorite Films, he's spending an awful lot of time talking about what his top 3 films are.
Yeah, he made a list, apparently.
He made a list.
Naughty.
He
The
made a
list.
But no,
actually want to see the full list, honestly. I want to hear his
I
top
also
10.
want to see his full list. Yes, I want to see, like, he was talking about the incoherence of ranking, and is now talking about how he has reasons for why his list is ranked. So it's not incoherent. Clearly, you have a reason and a method behind why your list is ranked the way it is. How many self-defeating sentences have been in this video?
Who knows?
By my count, there's been like what, 6?
6.
At least.
That seems a little bit low.
Well, I mean, like, definitively self-defeating.
Sure.
So, I'm making these lists, and there's a lot of things I'm doing with it. I'm making certain statements artistically, and I'm perhaps being a bit contrarian in certain ways.
More like making certain statements.
And there's all of these things going on, and in order to do that.
Also, yeah, he just admitted to being a contrarian, so
Yeah.
Fuck you. like,
Yay!
why did you make this?
Yeah, why, like, why would you say, well, maybe I'm just being a contrarian. Why would you say that? Because it's like, you wouldn't say that if it was like, maybe I'm wrong about something, because you would say, maybe I'm wrong. If you say, maybe I'm a contrarian, that's like a Freudian slip. Like,
those things, you don't actually need to have any favorite films. You don't need to have favorite films.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Oh God, he's staring. He's so disappointed with your firm stance on reality.
Okay, T-Pain, go for it. What do you think is the importance of having a favorite?
Let's see now. It makes me have a higher brain than every single person I'm talking with. That's my stance. That is my stance. I get to brag about Wallace and Gromit.
I mean, it's fair. You came in here with something that none of us knew about, but I'm definitely gonna go watch.
Yeah. I am gonna say, I actually I know you're half joking here, but I'm actually gonna back T-Pain up on this, because having a favorite piece of media could actually be important in, understanding yourself.
I do think okay, I'm being serious. I do think there are times when what we watch gives us again, it's all about emotions and all that stuff. It could, what we see on screen could, form our personalities. It could change us in different ways. It could teach us. It could make us feel things and all that stuff. So I think if someone says they have a favorite anything, not just movies, anything, I think that's one of the major fuck. What was I going with this? I've lost my train of thoughts. I have I've lost my train of thoughts.
This video is pretty draining. I don't blame you.
Yeah. But basically, I think it's fine to have favorite anything. Basically, that's just all I have to say. It could shape us in different ways.
Yeah, that kind of touches on what I was talking about earlier, where it helps you better understand like yourself or the artist, and by extension, you learn something fresh about humanity or anything like that. Like, yeah, art art is kind of a community experience, even if you're just watching something by yourself. That's just the nature of art. Art is discovery. It's
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
To have a list of favorite films. You can have your list of favorites without actually having any favorites.
What the?
What?
What?
So,
that
maybe
doesn't
that's
make. Oh, I'm tired.
I'm tired too, T-Pain.
an alternative interpretation of what's happening with these lists. Anyway, that's all I have to say for.
Okay,
Thank
good.
God.
We're done. All he had to say
That's
was,
all I have to say. 4 more
nothing.
minutes of the video. God damn.
well, yeah, I think he plugs his channel and all that other stuff.
Okay.
But I mean, we could see if he says anything interesting in the last bit here.
For today, and I. Well, actually, maybe it's not all I have to say.
Oh, okay, yeah. God damn it!
Fuck! Damn it, man! You just had to make us
Look at him,
suffer.
he's got the gotcha face.
Because I did just want to point out, I wonder if this sort of point might be used to might be used to sort of lend some support to like objectivist accounts of value over subjectivist accounts. Because
If anything, you've done the opposite.
Yeah, like, first of all, what does that even mean? Like, do you know what he means by that?
Kind of. I don't care enough to explain it, though.
Okay, so maybe this is why you need a fucking degree in not psychology.
Let me run it back just a second.
Might be used to sort of lend some support to like objectivist accounts of value over subjectivist accounts.
Okay, so what he's saying basically is that the idea that there is no such thing as a favorite lends credence to the idea of a singular objective standard. It's what I was touching on earlier, where it's like you made the horseshoe joke, where this kind of argument goes so far into the realm of singular objectivity that it becomes almost a parody of itself.
What? Dude, how... Oh my god. This is an alien pretending to be human. Like, there's no fucking way a human being unironically feels this way. Like, how do you not know what a fucking favorite is? You have a favorite movie. It's fucking 2001, man. How do you...
Like,
I wonder, though, what...
If you're eating food, right, and you hate what you're eating, would he... I'm sure he would say that's his favorite.
That's the thing, though, is I can't even tell if he's making this argument from the perspective of an objectivist or a subjectivist.
I don't think he is. Hold on. Let me just look up the definition of objectivism real quick, because that sounds right, but I don't think it is right. Hold on. Something's telling me it's not right.
That's probably wrong. Don't listen to that.
Yeah.
What you have to do then?
Holds that reality is objective and reason is the only absolute for knowledge and action. Well,
Nice.
It's essentially that truth exists independent of human perception.
well, I mean, that's, like, when you water it down, yeah, and that's just true, but, like, what I'm reading here is, well, it's basically just Ayn Rand's ramblings.
Sure, there is that. But,
Yeah, there's
like,
there's some interesting but questionable stuff in here.
Objectivism just goes by the idea that morality and truth exist beyond the scope of human experience, and subjectivism posits that I believe the exact quote is mental activity is the only unquestionable fact of the human experience.
Well,
I think Thomas Hobbes said that.
and here's the thing: the reality is the human experience requires both.
Well, yeah, but
So it's like, I mean, you necessarily are wrong that this argument is going to help the objectivist approach to things.
Well, that's why they call them schools of thought.
We should call it dumbass of thought, or school of
Okay.
lack thereof.
Right. Okay, but the people who come up with these are infinitely smarter than you. I just want to make sure that that's understood.
Oh no, I'm
Like,
aware. I'm being a little bit of
Okay.
a dickhead because this guy just I don't think he even understands what he's really saying.
Okay, yeah, no, this fellow here wasted my time and is an idiot.
Yeah.
But the schools of thought that he's addressing right now have existed for a very long time and have been discussed by actual geniuses
Yeah.
and great thinkers.
Like
Um,
real shit, no joke. Ayn Rand and people that agree with and disagree with her, like very smart people. Very smart fucking people. Like they're both addressing very integral parts of the human experience, but I don't know enough about that to like make any accurate or insightful commentary, and I really don't like this guy. So
yeah, I mean, I've just been doing my best here. Like, I'm not a philosopher. I have not taken any philosophy classes. I have a lot of philosophy books. I read Plato. I read Socrates, but I read Thomas Aquinas, who doesn't really apply here because he talked a lot about evil, and there's nothing evil here except for this fellow. Maybe Thomas Aquinas does come into play here. But like I've read a lot of the philosophers, a lot of the classics, a lot of contemporaries, and I am no philosopher, and clearly neither is this prick.
yeah.
That is the ultimate point that I was getting to there. It's like I broke out. I was expecting like some actual deep intellectualism out of this video. I broke out my copy of Poetics.
That was your first mistake.
Aristotle, motherfucker. And yeah, no, I didn't need to do that. I didn't need to do any of that. This was pointless.
Yeah.
Because I think that those of us who are inclined to a subjectivist account of value, we tend to think of, the way the debate often works is like, look, everybody agrees that there are, desires and preferences and likes and dislikes. Everybody.
Actually, I guess on the topic, like if objectivism, is correct without any input from subjectivism, then what is the meaning of life? Because I feel like the value of life is kind of the most important thing for subjectivism, or at least like the most poignant thing that they'd be able to say, wouldn't it? While an objectivist would be more about like societal, like how society should treat a thing, not like the value of like say life or whatever. So like, and he's setting this up as if they're entirely opposed to each other instead of just like positing different values on both meaningful and menial like things. I'm granted that might just be like the way he's phrased it, and it's just like an accident. He doesn't mean that. It could just be like the scope of the video, in the way that he's framed that. But like, he seems to be implying that this is an argument that needs to be won, not a discussion to be had.
So, would it make you feel better or worse if I told you that Discord decided to cut out basically every important word in that rant you just went on?
Okay, so what I'm trying to
No.
fuck it. Let's just end this. Let's just.
The audience heard it because you're recording.
Yeah. Yeah.
He agrees that, yeah, there's the subjective stuff. There is the subjective stuff. The trouble with, when it comes to this debate between subjectivists and objectivists is, look, the objectivists, they add more stuff. They're trying to add more stuff beyond just preferences, likes, dislikes, right? So they're just adding a bunch of stuff.
So are the subjectivists, dude.
All that you've been doing is adding more stuff.
Yeah.
Your whole thing about standards was like just adding hats upon hats to an experience that most people just go, oh yeah, this.
He's also
they're adding these.
He's also like describing it as if like only one side does this instead of both sides doing it just in their own way. Like subjectivists absolutely add a shitload of value to movies. In fact, I would say that's actually like the biggest problem with a lot of media critics is that they add shit to movies that's just not there. Like the Lord of the Rings' racist discourse is back at it again, and it's like there's nothing racist in that story. You're adding that to the problem, and it's usually like the postmodern subjectivists
the races coming together.
Yeah, it's like. But it's like, oh, but like, orcs have like black skin and slanted eyes, and it's like, okay, why do you think that represents real world racial groups? You're adding
Also,
that in.
Also, those people are evil, am I right, CP?
Yes.
Why did you deepen your voice?
Yes, they are.
We should have just told the orcs to be farmers.
Objective values, right? And so what that means is it becomes vulnerable to these kind of Occam's razor style objections, where it's like, look, you don't need that other stuff. Like, look, you can explain everything we observe by just appealing to preferences, likes, dislikes, all of that stuff. But maybe reflection on what I've been saying about the trouble of defining favorite, it might maybe lead an objectivist to say, hey, we don't really have a very good grasp on this inner subjective stuff.
What the fuck do you mean? What do you mean, air quotes, inner subjective stuff? Oh, feelings don't exist. Like this isn't feelings don't matter. This is feelings don't exist level territories of what the fuck are you huffing, dude?
Also, he said Occam's razor.
Yeah, like
I don't like it when people say Occam's razor because nobody uses it correctly. I mean, he probably is, but it annoys me when people say Occam's razor and then don't actually apply Occam's razor.
Isn't that the simplest explanation is usually the correct one.
Kind of. It's the principle of problem solving where you go with like the smallest, like the smallest amount of elements present, basically. So it's not necessarily the simplest answer. It's finding a solution through the simplest, like, set of problem solving, basically. Like, use only the basest elements of a problem to come up with the solution.
Okay. Yeah, that's way different from what people generally mean, and I would say that's less accurate than what people generally mean, but no, that's actually still a pretty good tool.
Yeah. It's I believe the
less accurate at problem solving, especially when it comes to like international matters. But yeah.
There's the Latin quote. I can't remember off the top of my head. It's entia non sunt multiplicita or something. But it's entities must not be multiplied beyond necessity. Is like the birth of the Occam's razor kind of principle. Which is funny because William Occam never actually said that. In fact, I don't know if William Occam actually came up with that principle. But yeah, Occam's razor is it's just a funny little thing. Like every time I see it come up, I go, okay, time to watch you not actually apply it. But he's not like saying he's applying Occam's razor to anything here. He's just using it as an example for a completely different topic. But I just had to point that out because I actually really like Occam's razor. It's an interesting way to think about stuff. But yeah.
You don't really know what's going on there, and maybe we're not going to. So maybe that's not going to account for what we think is the obvious data that we observe about people's reactions to things, or maybe we don't really even need to have that stuff at all. In which case, that might lend a bit more support to objectivism. I mean, here's one way this.
Well, something, you not needing something doesn't mean that it's not just going to naturally exist.
Also, why in the last 3.5 minutes did he have to start getting into this shit?
Yeah, here's like an actual
Does
it's like, okay, so now you're using actual philosophy terms. Now you're actually putting up like the airs that you know what you're talking about.
Well, now he's referencing actual philosophical schools of thought. I don't know if he's actually using philosophy.
Well, yeah, fair enough.
That this could work. So something that you might notice is people often talk as if there's a distinction between favorite and best.
Which is true.
There is. That's true.
You want to talk about objective?
How exactly? Now it is entirely possible that personal standards can enter into the topic of what you consider to be the best of something. Like I was saying earlier, like I think Kubrick's best movie might be Barry Lyndon. My favorite is 2001. Now, I have personal reasons for thinking both of those things that are just based on information that I have about both films, what my experience with watching both of those films is, and what I know about the creation of both films. It's all still me, but I separate the two things categorically. With I have more personal appreciation for this one over here, but what this one is built of, I think, is more, shall we say, structurally sound. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's true that this is the better of the two. It's just based on what my experience with the two films is. That's the thing with art, is that it is actually hard to judge what art is better than others once you get up to a certain threshold. Because obviously we can say, oh, well, clearly, like, I'll use Scream as another example. Like, Scream 1, obviously better than Scream 3, because Scream 3 is trash. But when you get closer together on a scale of quality, it becomes a lot harder to actually judge between objectively better pieces of art.
Oh yeah, and that's one of the reasons why my favorite movie keeps oscillating between Everything Everywhere and Master and Commander. Their plots are basically flawless. Like there are itty bitty details that's like that's there's a flaw there, but it's just they're so close together in terms of like script quality, and in terms of just being able to present what they are trying to present, that it's like I don't know if one is, like, on an objective level, which one's better, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah, and also because of the layers that go into creating a film, it can't just be plot that you consider,
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Like the worst fucking shot movie of all time could have a flawless script, and I wouldn't call it anywhere near the best movie ever made. Likewise, the best shot film I've ever seen in my life could have an absolutely shit script. Just it's a lot of nuance involved when it comes to the discussion of art. And
Yeah, I feel like
that's why
you just described like several movies that we've seen in movie night.
Is why I generally keep objectivity out of it when I talk about my favorite things, because it gets kind of messy, I think, when you bring objectivity into it. Not to say that it doesn't exist. It does. It's just not the part that I'm most interested in when I talk about stuff that I like or stuff that I think is good.
Yeah, it also doesn't
myriad
matter
different
when favorite just means something that you like more. Like what you like has no, well, it doesn't have no bearing. Like it has some bearing, but like objective quality is nowhere near the only marker for why something could be why you would like something. Like there's a lot of objectively great movies that I just don't like. Like The Godfather, an objectively fantastic movie. It just doesn't hook me for some reason. I don't know why. But like that doesn't mean
Well,
it's a
it's 'cause you're
bad
an idiot.
movie. It just means like I've seen it like 2-3 times now, and I just don't get it.
I just don't get it.
It insists upon itself.
Nah, that's Godfather too.
And you know that's sort of something that is often said to, okay, maybe this poses a bit of a problem if you're just a subjectivist about value, because the best, right, is just an expression of what your favorites are, right? There isn't really a distinction between favorite and best.
Yeah, we did this already. But yeah, no, there is a distinction. It's just harder to judge between them. It's hard to be 100% objective when judging art, but you can do it. That's it. Like
Yeah.
categorically, these things can be separate. I don't think it's possible for a human being to be 100% emotionally detached from a piece of media entirely when judging it, but you can absolutely like it hurts me to say, but this is not that good, or begrudgingly this is good. Like I don't like it, but it's good. Like
Yeah.
stuff like that. You can do that.
Hell, like we're gonna have that discussion
It's just not-
on Superman in the year-end recap. I like that movie, but I recognize it's got a lot of flaws.
I don't like that movie, and it's a piece of shit.
I don't like that movie. I
I understand that in our circle I'm in the minority opinion, but I like that movie for a lot of reasons, but we'll get into that in the year-end review in January.
Thank you, by
Okay.
the way, for specifying that you were in the minority opinion, because there is actually a minority here.
I'm in the minority. Come here, T-Pain.
Yo, what? Bruh.
At least wait till your wife gets home. Jeez.
Is only best for you or best for them, and all of that can be cashed out in terms of favorites. So maybe when we talk about this distinction between favorite and best, maybe what we're
Okay, so if there's no distinction between favorite and best, then that means that favorite has to exist. Or best. It's one or the other or neither, because you just said both can't exist. So which is it? If favorites don't exist, then best has to exist. Which is it? Which is it?
doing is just I'm saying, look, I have a particular film that I really love, but I recognize that other people who are maybe more artistically sophisticated, they prefer something else.
Do I have to say that every single time I just answer the question, what's my favorite movie? Like, should I write that down? Or can I just say 2001 is my favorite film and just leave it at that? And if I get asked why, I'll have the reasons why. This is so fucking stupid.
That kind of thing might be driving that. But of course, if what I've been saying earlier is right, well, no, you don't actually have any favorites anyway. So you're not going to be able to cash out best in terms of favorites, right? So maybe
What is all this about cashing out? Am I getting paid for this? No, I'm not getting paid to listen to you.
an objectivist could say, yeah, this thing that you're doing where you're trying to explain what the best is, what the greatest is in terms of what favorites are, that doesn't work. We don't have any favorites.
I can actually understand what my favorites are and what I think the best things are because I understand filmmaking. I pay attention. You are retarded.
So there may well be consequences that follow for, our meta aesthetics account of value, but that's just a minor point and not the main point.
Nobody who makes videos that look like the ones you make should be talking about the best of anything. Just want to throw that out there.
This is something I wanted to point out at the end there. But anyway, I'm gonna finish here because I've already been talking for nearly half an hour. So thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye.
I hope
He's
to
done.
never see you again.
We're free.
Thank God.
Okay, to be fair,
No.
wait, I was going to say, to be fair, he didn't really seem like a bad guy,
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to hang out with him, and I'd probably wash my hands after shaking with him.
Damn.
bro. Bro.
I hope all your
Bruh.
favorite sports teams lose.
No, he doesn't have any favorites, remember.
Oh, that's right. Ah, damn it.
Exactly.
Well, this was not fun,
Yeah.
and I don't like hanging out with you guys.
Oh, fuck. So no Jaws
Damn.
or 2XKO. Damn.
Oh, never mind. We'll do them. We'll do both of those.
Jaws.
I gotta piss the pain away. Good night, everybody.
All right. Good night.
Fuck off.